evening, jammers, and welcome to episode 24 of the Jams and Cocktails live podcast. I am Brad Brock. I'll be your host this evening.
Oh, Brad!
Oh, yeah.
Again.
Your voice sounds so awesome in these headphones.
I know. It's like the voice of God, you know?
Oh, Brad.
Oh, boy.
You're so inside my head.
Oh, Lord.
You and your head
nice
games.
little play on that song. You guys with me, as always, here in the JNC Lounge is the amazing Jordan Taylor. Jordan. The real star of the show.
Obviously.
And we have a super fun show for you tonight. Waiting in the wings is our friend and one-man band extraordinaire, Stephen D. Hunt. Ooh, giving himself a little love there.
Oh, Steve. Oh, hey, guys, what's up? Hey.
Looking good.
I didn't know that was on.
Sure you didn't.
So
Sure you didn't. Oh, well, you guys, before we get into it, be sure to join the Jams and Cocktails live podcast group on Facebook and subscribe to the Brad Brock Music YouTube channel or follow us on Brad Brock Music's Twitch channel. We broadcast this show live on all of those platforms each and every Wednesday night. Tonight, we'll also be bringing you our shot of the week, the Jordy Files. We'll be putting Stephen D. through the Lipton tea. And, of course, we'll be getting our midweek motivation from our good friend, Tony Espinosa.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, Tony.
Tony.
We're also keeping an eye on the comments, so please join the conversation. Let us know that you're here. And without further ado, let's kick off the evening with the shot of the week.
Shot of the week. It's the shot of the week.
I should have put some dope reverb on you there for that.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it next time.
There you go. Oh, man. All right, you guys. Tonight's shot of the week comes to us from Jordy's father, Jack Hearn.
Jack Hearn's Little
So we've affectionately named this week's shot Jack Hearn's Little Beer. So it's a very simple recipe, you guys. The shot only requires a slightly careful execution, which I did not particularly have while we were putting this together right before the show started. However, it's just 2 ingredients. So we're going to pour about 3/4 of the shot glass with liqueur 43, Spanish liqueur, and then layer on some heavy cream to the top to make the shot resemble an ice-cold beer with a foamy head.
Heavy cream.
And, yes, heavy. Yeah, oh, that is great radio voice.
Good, yeah.
And that's it, you guys.
Or you can use chilled Baileys.
Or you can use chilled Baileys.
If you want to be really alcohol-y.
Yeah, alcoholic. No, what was the word? What was the
alcoholish?
Alcoholish. All right, you guys. Well, if you're drinking it at home, then or drinking anything at home, please join us in a toast here. Here's to you guys.
And this is the first, just so we know. This really is. We have had no liquor.
Yeah. By the way, this is the little
Yes.
beer. Look how cute this is. Isn't that cute?
So cute. Look at these.
Cheers, you guys.
little beers.
Steven, thanks for being here, man.
I'm so happy.
Ooh.
It's nice, right? It's almost like a
milkshake.
Yeah, it's like the Hogwarts like butter beer. You ever had that at like at Universal?
I want to have that with breakfast in the morning over pancakes.
It does kind of taste like a good pancake shot, right?
It's delish.
The Jack Hearn pancake waffle.
Oh man,
It is so good. Can we have more little beers anytime soon?
yeah. We probably should
Pace ourselves.
I like your voice of reason. That's not what I was gonna say, but I think that's where we should be.
Screw it. Let's drink.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna say we should probably do them as quickly as possible, considering the heavy cream is just hanging out on the table.
True. We have to finish it off.
Shall I go do a cream run? I think that's my key.
Would you?
I'm an ice cream man.
I'm your heavy cream man. You let me get it off the kitchen table.
Perfect. Oh man. Well, you guys, this will just jump right into it here, and we'll introduce you to our guest. His unique show is an experience all of itself. As a live solo performer, he wields an acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass, he plays drums, percussion, keyboard, harmonica, and more. And you guys thought that I carried a lot of shit with me.
Is that it?
Is that it?
That's all
Is
he
that
plays?
it? He uses multiple loop stations to layer instrument tracks in real time to create a full band sound. No pre-recorded tracks here, you guys. And suffice it to say, he's quite busy on stage. He's a great singer-songwriter with an epic story to tell. Check out our friend and fellow one-man band, Stephen D. Hunt.
Been a long time coming, hit the ground running as fast as we can.
Oh yeah, Stephen Dean. What's up, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
It was a quicker than normal little intro there. I don't.
That's cool. Just cut me off there. I was saying the same shit over and over anyway. So.
No, it's good, man. I'm so glad to finally get you here. It's been a long time coming. Not to quote the song that we were just listening to, but we had a show scheduled ages ago, and we'll get more into why you weren't able to do that show, because that's kind of a cool side project that you have going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad to have you here tonight, man. How you doing? What's going on, brother?
I'm just, first of all, it's so crazy when you watch your show online, and you see the studio, and you wonder, like, where is this really? Is this, is this a shack in the back? Is it someone's bedroom?
Right.
And now I walk into your whole garage. It's just this amazing lair.
Palace.
It's kind of intimidating at first. It's like, oh, we're not messing around, which I knew you weren't. It's always obvious, but this is like really comfy and cool.
Oh man, well I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you approve. Oh, see, I gypped you there.
There's no noise.
No, it's digital.
Oh yeah.
There's an on button though.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, right.
We'll come back to that.
Plenty of time. But it is great to have you here, man. Yes, and this is the layer. I'd like to give props to Jordan for allowing me to take over our entire garage. To just yeah, right.
Thank you.
To have the whole jam session layer.
Come on, people.
I get to enjoy it every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
That's a heck of a lady that says you can have the garage.
Right.
Man
As your
cave.
man cave.
Really? Oh, I love you even more.
Oh man. Well, before we get into grilling you about your life and your accolades, what do you say we warm these people up with a lovely tune, man?
No, I don't know about that, man. I'm just gonna mess with this button real. Oh, what was that, bro?
Okay, sounds good.
You guys, give it up for Stephen D. Hunt.
Woo.
Do the thing where you're making all the negative disappear, right in thin air. Do the thing where you're changing all the bad moods everywhere. How I wish you were here. Should've could have been the one. Should've could have been the one for you. If I could see you walking through that door, how I'd love to hear you tell me just once more how it might just feel if you were to go, and how it might be too late before I finally know how sorry I would be if you leave. And sorry is what are you feeling today? Do that thing where you're saying all the right words to keep it all so clear. How I wish it was clear. Do the thing where we're acting as if we think you will always be here. How I wish you were here. Should've put up and done one. Should've could've been the one for you. If I could see you walking through that door. How I'd love to hear you tell me just once more how it might just feel if you were to go home. And how it might be too late before I finally know how sorry I would be if you leave. And sorry is what I am feeling today. If I could see you walking through that door, how I'd love to hear you tell me just once more how it might just feel if you were to go. How it might be too late before I finally know how sorry I would be if you leave. And sorry is what I am feeling today.
Yeah. Yes.
Getting it warmed up there.
I love it, man. That's beautiful, dude.
That's one of my songs called Through That Door.
Through that door. Nice, man. I feel like you were holding back on us. What you guys don't get to see is I mean, I guess you kind of saw a little bit of it there, but there is a circus of sound that is about to hit you guys. So I'm very excited about that.
I can give you the circus. Check, check, check.
Oh, we're getting the circus? All right.
And looks like the bearded lady's warming up for the circus. All right.
Perfect.
I don't know. You want to hear another one? You want some circus?
Why not? Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it.
First of all, I got to introduce my drummer. Back here working hard tonight. Oh, wait, that's me. I like to call her Stephanie. So you see I got my drum beat going there. That's on my first looper pedal. Now I'm going to put the verse, bridge, and chorus on 3 separate pedals within the other looper with a little bass. over, Stephanie. So I wrote this song. It's called Therapy. I had this simple little music that I just put together there for you. And I couldn't come up with simple words. So I went to a friend's house. And I got a little boost. Where something that kicked my mind in. I don't remember what they call it. It might have been mushrooms. No, that's totally a joke, but suddenly I came back to my house and I was just throwing words everywhere. And this is called Therapy. It's basically a song thanking my brain for coming up with more lyrics. Don't ask how, they just show up and I write them down. Could mean everything, or just for fun. I say nothing about no one. Some made up stories. Well, it may be mine, it may be yours. The chances are you heard it all before. All I know, all I need is another dose of therapy. So while we go where you've been, we put a paper to our pen, and with this song I like to sing a heartfelt thank you for getting in my head. Without you there, would I be better dead? You're throwing words to spell it out for free. I wanna thank you for my dose of therapy. Don't ask why, I just kick back and I hope they fly. Couldn't mean nothing, or because I can. I say everything about someone's real life story. Well, it may be yours, it may be mine. Answer is for you to decide. All I know, all I need is another dose of therapy. While we go where you've been, I put a paper to my pen, and with this song I like to sing a heartfelt thank you for getting in my head. Without you there, would I be better dead? I'm throwing words to spell it out for free. I wanna thank you for my dose of therapy. Wanna thank you for my dose of therapy. I wanna thank you for my dose of therapy. I need some bass. Thank you for my dose of therapy. I wanna thank you for my dose of therapy. Baby, I wanna thank you for my dose of therapy.
Yeah! Yes!
That's awesome.
Dude,
That's
that's, bro.
So you see what I did with the first beat? That was then I put the 3 sections of songs on the next looper.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I do a lot of stuff right there.
That's wild, man.
I don't suggest it. It really hurts your brain.
I was gonna say, yeah, that takes like a lot of brain power.
Yeah, like,
I don't have
Like, how do
much
you
left.
think? How can you think that way?
I really don't know, Jordan. It hurts over here
Amazing.
right now. It hurts over here. Is there a mark?
Hurts so much here or here, but just right here.
you know, it's funny, man, because I like, even with like my setup, you know, like it requires, like, it's all kind of like muscle memory at this point.
Yeah.
But with what you guys do, like in the loop world, it requires so much having to go back and remember what you've just done. Like with what I do, like it's a forward moving process.
Yeah, you have to go back and think
Yeah.
about what's on that pedal.
Exactly.
Well,
You know,
on that note, dude, I've used this pedal, this looper, for the last year and a half with 3 lights that don't work that let you know if you have something still on that pedal.
No way.
So if anybody at Boss or Roland would like to ship in on the fourth one in 5 years, and they're like $800. Well, now they're like $600. But
Oh wow.
So you have a looper that you have, like, the lights don't work, so you have no idea what's going on.
I've just done it so much that I know as soon as I get done with that song, I just will go up with my foot and I go just erase everything real quick.
Yeah, so just from go, like,
But
you
when
just
you
know.
don't, and when you don't, and you're live, and there's like, what I got. So right there on the other one, and you're starting some love song.
I tell you, bro, I've messed around with loop pedals, and that happened, like, simple, like one pedal, one loop, and I still can't figure it out. Like, it's just not in my wheelhouse,
The only way I think I did it, or what helped me, was that I've always been a drummer, and it's just kind of natural to find the one and hit it on time from a previous something you've recorded.
Right.
So that helps a lot. And the 2 months I stayed in my basement in Missouri just until I figured it out.
Yeah.
Going, I'm going to move to Florida and do this everywhere.
Yeah, no doubt.
It was like in January in St. Louis when I started, and like a couple winters went by. It felt like I was down there for a long time, just going, I'm going to figure this out.
Well, let's take a trip back to St. Louis, shall we? What do you say? Before we do that, I did notice a Facebook post from you yesterday or the day before. So I have some questions for you.
Oh no, here we go.
But let's start with the questions everyone wants to know. And let's start with question number 1. Why the D in your name?
There's just so many jokes in this waiting to happen.
Yeah, I felt that.
Let's start with Diva.
Ah.
But it just boils down to my middle name's Dale. There's nothing special.
Oh.
I'm just Stephen Dale.
Stephen Dale.
But the reason I put it in there or left it in there is because this is so childish. Oh. But hey, I'm never going to grow up, so let's continue on with the story. I won a talent show or two in high school under the name Stephen D. Hunt. So like everybody and their brother was calling me Stephen D. or just kind of stuck for the longest time. And so I just left it there. And the fact that when I went solo, I was like, should I lose this D? This it's kind of, what is this?
Well, you never want to lose the D.
That's what she said. And and I Googled my name to see, how many other bands that had my name or something like that. You got to do that when you're in this business.
Sure, absolutely.
And there was like 4 million Steve Hunts that played music that were Steve Hunt and the somethings. So I was like, well, there's no D in the middle, is there? Well, I'm going to keep it. And that's the only reason.
Oh, it's good. Nice.
A lot of people just call me Hunt or whatever rhymes with it.
Well, at least it wasn't Stephen K. Hunt. And
K Hunt.
Oh, yes. K.
Slow
Hunt.
down, Brad.
So I guess the second question is, did you really live in a van down by the river? Down by the river.
Dude, I was there when he wrote that song in a van. No, I've lived by several rivers in several different vans, and not for a lengthy period of time, but enough days in a row to know that I don't want to do this forever. Just want to, after the Chris Farley thing came out, then I kind of started pushing it. I was like, I really don't need to sleep in my van, but that's a nice river, and I'm just going to park there and take a nap.
Our colleague and good friend Victoria Lee. She loves doing, like, when she had her van.
I love her for that and everything else.
She used to, like, I would see photos of her, like, in California just vanning it, and it's always the same photo, like the van doors wide open and just this beautiful scenery that she happens to find.
When I first started getting to know her, some of the first photos I saw on Facebook was her love of how she's setting up the vehicle this time for this trip, and I was like, that's so familiar. And
right,
I was just like, there is a point when you're building it or making how you're going to put your mattress in, and you're just like going on the road, right. Just me and my mattress.
Exactly,
and it's liberating. And as long as you don't, there are people that have to do that because they don't have a place to live. So I don't want to make too much light of it, but
right,
when you have that option and you have a van, you've always got a place to crash, and that's
no, vans are important.
When you're when you're in the Keys and the nearest room's like $375, you're like, this van's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's staying in the van tonight. That's for sure.
Join me. Come on, all you people that can't afford rooms, follow me.
Also, third question in these questions that everyone wants to know is how many shirts do you bring to a gig on average?
Now, this is normally privileged information. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually getting out there that I bring at least 15 to 20 shirts per gig.
Now, that is way more. Like, I was thinking maybe like 3 or 4.
I may not wear them, but someone else might need one. So I bring a few sizes, a few cuts, half shirts.
Some crop tops,
some lace.
very important.
Mesh.
All the colors.
I do have several colors, lots of black and...
I'm not going to lie, man. There have been Sundays that I've showed up to the Sneaky Tiki after a Stephen D. Hunt show and have seen like a balled up t-shirt soaking wet.
Don't touch it, dude.
Soaking wet t-shirt like balled up in the corner of the stage area, which I'm sure that, there was a torrential downpour the night before, or that was just all sweat.
Yeah, it was just sweat.
That's gross.
And Sneaky, I love my family there. For the longest time, they've had a when I play there, they have a bet, and they actually do a wager on how many shirts I'll wear at that gig.
That's funny. I have like a dozen black V-necks that I bring like 3 or 4 of them to gigs usually if I'm in my V-neck mood. No, it's funny. Drums and Rums, another podcast, friends of ours.
Oh, that's great.
Just commenting, said should have made some side bets on over under on how many shirts he brought to the show.
Oh, next time
we will do that.
Which reminds me, I need to switch.
Is it time? It's that time.
I know Johnny's probably jamming somewhere, but I brought this to wear tonight too. I wear this shirt more than I really should.
When he was a guest on our show,
it's so comfy.
He brought Jordan all these beautiful shirts, and I didn't get a goddamn thing.
He did. I was so happy. It's like a life goal, Matt.
But no, those shirts are just a symbol, man. Like, well done on him.
They're so good.
That's so classic what they did with that
it's
old
beautiful.
Time logo thing of Florida and changed it.
Yep.
It's like the ultimate postcard.
It is. It really is.
The ultimate greeting.
It's too funny. So to get into some nitty gritty, I took that straight from your post from the other day and wanted to make sure that we addressed those.
Can I
questions.
go back to the 15 shirts? I don't have to wear 15 shirts. I just bring them in
It's
case.
good to have them.
You could have rain, sandstorms, seagulls over you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been pooped on while you're let me back up.
Backing up.
Have you ever been pooped on by a bird while you're playing?
You know what? I have not, but this mixing board right here on the table has. And I watched it happen. I was like, and I was so glad it like hit a spot that wasn't like a hole or like some
Directly into the input.
Right. Yeah, no, it was good. But yeah, it's wild, man. Like,
it's a place I play in St. Louis a lot of time over the years, and I've played there often. And there's trees that kind of just hang over, and there's always pigeons up there.
Oh, no.
And I have a speaker. My monitor still has this white stripe down on the speaker. I never took it off or washed it. It's probably 3 years of this strip of poo.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever wiped it off of here too because I'm like paranoid of potentially like wrecking settings or like
I think my speaker sounded better after the poo. Actually,
there you go.
It's like, ooh, does it have more lows?
No, this speaker sounds like shit. Now it really sounds like shit.
And looks like someone shit on it.
All right. Well, now that those are out of the way, let's go back to St. Louis and let's go back to the mid 90s and let's talk about New World Spirits. How did that come together? And while you tell me how it came together, I'm going to play a little video.
Oh, really?
So how'd that all come together, man?
Oh, look at you. There's me.
Yeah. It's a montage of all yous.
Like 80 pounds lighter. Okay, maybe 20. So this band started in Springfield, Missouri while they were in college all together. All those other 3 guys, they all moved to St. Louis where they're actually from. I joined the band, and it was really one of the best experiences of my life. We traveled the country. We ended up getting a record deal with Universal Records, had a great following in our region, the Midwest, 200 radio stations playing this song.
Yeah, this was. I realized that this was like the big one, you know.
And the funny thing is, there's so many other songs too that were just ready to go when the record company people on our project either quit or got fired. Right when we're getting momentum, we're getting ready to do a video. Not this video. We did this because it fell through doing the pro video with people that do it for MTV.
Right.
And when it all fell apart, it was like one of those things we put out a CD of our own, like within a month. We're like, we don't need no record company. But they held our songs for like 6 years. So, I mean, we went through the proverbial ringer from just like, oh, record deal. All these things are happening to no one's answering the phone, man. And then they were all not there. And it was just a weird deal. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was fun. A very big learning episode.
No doubt, man. And when I was going through all these videos to pull together this little clip, like it's so quintessential 90s, and I feel like the record companies really screwed over a lot of people in the 90s.
Oh, big time.
And so that leads me to my next question. As many aspiring rock stars dream of, how did it feel to sit down and sign a record deal with Universal?
I don't know did I tell you the story about I've told it a few times recently, but dude, so we were sitting in their office, and this is not your ordinary office at Universal Records. It was Rising Tide at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, Universal buys up Rising Tide and our record deals with the little company. Universal buys it, wants to keep us.
Okay, I
so
gotcha.
Like, oh, now we're with the really big record company.
6
record deal and this money up front. I went and bought a brand new drum set. We all bought great equipment, and
Sure.
we were just like, here we go. So when you're sitting there at the table with the guy that actually, he was the head of Rising Tide, or I might get some things mixed up, but I think he was.
The 90s was a while ago, man. So it's
Are you sure I
okay.
was even in this band? I don't remember nothing.
Hey, man, that face is recognizable. I don't care who you are.
So I'm sitting next to the guy where we just played a couple songs acoustic, and he's telling us, you know, probably the most cynical one in the band, and like going, we don't need a record deal. It's like, we got to watch these guys. You never know. You know, been hearing bad things. Blah,
the
blah,
voice,
blah.
the voice of reason.
The other guys are pretty much let's just assign this shit. Let's go.
Right.
And so I'm sitting next to the guy that signed Led Zeppelin and Hootie on the Blowfish.
Oh man.
And he's telling us stories about driving Robert Plant around in Hollywood to look for his first house he's going to buy with the money he made since Led Zeppelin got huge.
Sounds like pretty standard record company sales pitching.
So I'm sitting there, I'm ready to be all tough, and then he starts telling these stories. I'm like, oh man,
that sounds wonderful.
he signed Zeppelin. Great. Okay. Please sign us. We're just this little band from St. Louis.
Yeah,
and it was all going really good, and things were good until it just kind of blew up, and at no fault of our own, which is even, it's like that's why I wish there was some part of us that was like, we were putting out the music, we were on time, we were ready to crawl to gigs in cornfields in Iowa and play for no one.
Right.
Just because I said, you got to get exposure, kid.
Sure.
In a cornfield? Really?
You know, it's funny, man. The 90s were a weird time for musicians because it was like that bridge between the internet not existing or barely existing. MTV was still playing music. Record companies actually had control over the release of music.
Yeah.
And then the 2000s that rolled around, and independent music took this massive jump, and people were able to, you know, CD Baby was really on the forefront of that. You were able to sell records, you know, without having to have a record deal. It was amazing, you know. It just, man, it's heartbreaking.
At the same time, right before we got signed, there was this guy that was coming out. Well, we heard of this name before he was really on the radio from our friend that was a program director, like the biggest station in St. Louis. We did all these things for, and we were, you know, as we're getting signed, we're just playing all the biggest events and cool stuff, and with several other great bands. Like, there's so many bands that got signed out of St. Louis that should have just been as big as you two. They're that good.
Right.
You know, and just because the process of the way it was business-wise then, it didn't really work out. Some did better than us and are still together.
Right.
But
here, I'm gonna get you to just mute some of your gear real quick. Oh yeah, there we go. How about that?
It's a little better, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's all the drummer's fault. I'm
going to tell
you.
you that's like the hum of power, you guys. Like there's so much going on over there. Like that's what power sounds like when it's ready to rage. But carry on, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no. So where the hell was I? What band was I in?
What were we talking about?
What decade am I in?
So okay. About the. Here's how weird of a time this was. He was like, man, it's like he puts in this CD. He goes, what do you think of this guy? And we're listening to it, and I'm like, the drummer's ridiculously awesome. And like, when the song's over, I'm like still singing the song, and it was a dun 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 dun. And he's like, what's the name of this guy? It's Dave Matthews, the Dave Matthews Band.
kidding.
Have you heard of him yet? And I'm like, no. And like 6 months later, everybody knew his name.
Right.
So then, like 6 months later, we get signed, and we're like in the same process. And we're like, are we gonna maybe be that big someday? You know, the whole feeling of like, oh, here we go, was
like,
worth it, even if it didn't happen. Just knowing is like, wow, that's what it feels like to get a little closer to that kind of success.
Yeah, like that's the horizon. So,
and we didn't really sell our soul to do it, and maybe that's why everybody quit or got fired.
It's an interesting point that you made. How it was you were signed to a smaller label that was then absorbed by Universal, who's gigantic, you know, and that's a lucky break, you know. But it's also it also could have been tough because now instead of being on the smaller label and you're the big name on the label, now you're on this massive label. And now you're a smaller name
with Bono,
right? Exactly.
Whoever.
So, was it as glamorous as that you imagined? Kind of getting that.
It was on the verge, bro. It was so on the verge.
Yeah, but you get those advances, and you're able to go and buy the gear that you've always wanted, and the tours and all that stuff.
When the check shows up for the band to split, they're like, "Here's your signing bonus," and we're all like, I'm going to get how much? When it really wasn't all that much money, but I took it all and went and bought a drum set. Right. I was sick of playing on the crap I had for 10 years.
Sure.
I still have the drum set and play on it now.
Well, there you go.
It's a great drum. I've used it.
It was worth it. That was a solid investment.
And it's really one of the better snares around when you hear it. And we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. So New World Spirits, they ultimately disbanded around 2000-ish. Yeah. And since then you've been performing as a soloist. Did you hit the ground running as a one-man band, or was that something that developed over time?
It developed over time. I actually hit the ground running with my painting company. After the band broke up, I'm like, I'm never playing music again. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, that's
I'm worn out. I don't want to even ever do. What was that? What just happened the last decade?
Oh man.
And played very little, like a couple times a month with friends, and not even stressing on it. And it was really nice, but that didn't last very long because anytime I've tried to do that a few times in my life, say like, I don't want to play as much, and I either just get real antsy or in trouble. So,
well, I feel like we've all kind of gone through that.
I need to have a good reason to be in a bar, like making money or a gig. Or
you're telling me if I'm in a bar and I'm not working in the bar, I'm spending money in the bar, and that's not good for anybody.
And it's amazing if you sit there on a stool and drink what we drink while we're playing, and not sweating it out. If you take that same amount and just sit on a stool and do that, especially now, I have no tolerance whatsoever. I mean, that little beer shot, I'm like, let's go dancing.
We put a stool over there for you, so you know.
Nice stool. I'll be needing your stool.
Well, so has music always been kind of a thing that you've done? I read in your bio that you were 10 years old drumming for your father's band back in St. Louis.
4 or 5 nights a week, started at 10 years old.
Wild.
True story. Comes to pull me out of my first at bat with my baseball team. It was called Corey League in Missouri. I'm in the batter's circle, just like been practicing for a couple months. We're ready to play the game. My first at bat, my dad comes pulling up, screeching in, "The band needs you, son. You want to play drums tonight? The drummer broke his wrist." I'm like, "Sorry, coach, gotta go.
Gotta go out of here."
And I was in the band for like 5 years from that night.
Oh man!
And played just everything from rodeos on a pull-in trailer into the middle of the rodeo, like you've seen Johnny do and everybody else, to just the best weddings or corporate or just chicken wire on a fence in a tavern.
Very Blues Brothers type.
When you're 11 or 10 years old and people are throwing beer bottles at you, but there's a fence, you start to question your decisions about not taking that first at bat. It's like, maybe I should have stuck with baseball.
Probably not though.
No.
America's pastime.
It was. Yeah. So for 40 years.
Wow. We won't do the math on that, but
Yeah, I'm like 38.
yeah.
I had a gig in the Womb.
Hey man, we all got to start
That's a good
somewhere.
name for a venue. The Womb.
The womb.
The listening womb.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hold on, I
man.
got to make a Facebook page. I want to say
Right, there you go. somebody.
No one can steal it if I make a
Yeah,
Facebook.
somebody copyright that, right?
The listening womb.
The listening womb.
Come on. Can I get it from the audience? That's pretty good.
And amen.
Pretty good. I'll give you an applause for that.
Oh, there it is. felt like no one. I was hearing crickets. Do you have a crickets?
I really need to get
Oh,
one.
yeah, we need crickets.
Yeah.
I have one on my
crickets
keyboard
It's
somewhere.
pretty good.
Awesome.
So I know that you write and you record, and we'll get into some of your recording or your songwriting process, man, because you're pretty active on social media about the process, and I loved following along with that, like your total blackout videos at the beach, and you're just jamming out.
Did you listen to any of those? Really?
I really did. I really did.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. It's
And I wanted
awesome.
to push it. I didn't know if it was weird or anybody would even
No,
really
dude,
listen.
I've
That's funny.
been
That's awesome.
without sounding like a complete creeper, which I am. Jordan agrees.
Your reputation precedes you.
I always follow what you guys do. Most of the musicians, and you particularly, man, because like we're kind of in the same vein in terms of the
Totally.
one man band thing, and
Just in life.
yeah, really. I'll tell you about my living in a van story later on here.
Oh, I've
But
seen your stories on the internet, bro. Huh?
everyone has.
Boom, boom, boom.
So with all of that being said, do we have a Stephen D. Hunt record on the horizon?
I've been trying to get some things recorded for about a year, and I'm getting closer all the time. It's one of those things where I've done it so rushed, and we had to get it done for pretty much any project since I was 12.
Right.
It's just like, we got to get this done. It's got to be it's going to be the best, but quickly, and
Right.
to where I just haven't. I like not having that feeling, and just being busy. It's hard to do. It's like you need to section off a couple weeks with no one around sometimes.
Yeah.
When you're, for me anyway, it's like I like to be with the band or with just me and who I'm recording with, and it's like we're gonna putting on blood of something, blood of your own finger off of a keyboard cut.
Sure.
Spring broke. I'm bleeding. Hold on. And you're like,
Yeah,
put on your war
you gotta
paint.
wear it.
I'm gonna play this.
I
bass.
completely agree with you, man. Like I rarely record music. Like I'll write all the time, but like to sit down and record for me, it has to be like a profound thing. I have to be in the mood and have this massive block of time to sit and just record terrible music for hours before I get something that I'm happy with,
Dude, I don't know. People ask me, how many songs you've written? Thousands. I go, I probably have about 15 decent ones. I go, 5 that I'd share with you.
It's funny, it's just honing the craft. But yeah, that's okay. So, but it's coming together. Yeah. Like,
Another thing on that note, though, it's also, once I start and I get into it, how do I put it? I would think it'd be like crack to the crack lover. It's like I can't stop. I mean, I'll go. It'd be like my wife's knocking on the door. It's like, you started Monday. It's Thursday. Are you okay?
Right.
I'm fine. Doing vocals. And slipping meals under the door. And it's almost that bad to where I just get and there's no drinking or partying. It's just
you're just in the zone.
It's a zone that you get into.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you think might be good, then you're in trouble because then you're like, oh man, I gotta get this done.
Exactly.
And I love that feeling, but I don't do it until I start looking ahead of the next 4 days anymore. I'm like, because I know I'm not going to stop. If I have a double in 2 days in the heat, I can't start recording on this Tuesday.
Right. Exactly. And that's my thing, man.
I've learned that. It's like many times. I'll probably do it again this week.
Dude, when you have a schedule like we do, I mean, obviously prior to COVID, but when you play as often as we do, like, I don't know about you, but when I get home, man, sometimes I'm just like, I don't even want to look at a guitar, or if I have a day off, I'm like, woo, I don't even want to look at my
Yeah.
guitar,
Oh,
you
I
know? Like,
Especially if you like when we're playing outside and your fingers are so beat up because it's been hot and sweaty and they're never dry and you're going up and down what might as well be barbed wire sometimes.
sometimes with rusty, salty ass strings.
It's funny not that we're gonna cry about it, but the things that we go through.
Yes. Listen, you guys, you don't even know. You don't even know.
If I was looking at my camera, I'd say, "Oh, I am."
There you are. Oh man.
So this might have been from a previous topic a little bit ago we discussed. Jane Grimes said to ask you about Johnny Be Good with the laughy cryy face. So it has to be good. So
There's a story there, huh?
I don't know what it was a while ago. So
Johnny Be Good. Man, there's so many stories with that song.
Well, this is who is it from again, Jordan?
Jane. Hey, Jane.
Jane
Okay.
Grimes.
Jane Grimes. Man, she is just such a great person and good friend. She comes out to see me quite often.
Aw.
And we met down here probably 3 years ago. The day we met is the day I got stung on the lip by a bee that was in my Jägermeister shot.
Oh my god.
How y'all doing? Let me reenact really quick. Oh, thank you, guys. Don't forget tip jars right over here.
Gonna make it as authentic as possible.
I actually never say that. I just wanted to say. But I'm gonna start saying. By the way, here's the tip jar. And I go, like, all right, happy Saturday. Put your drink in the air. And I did one of these. I was like this. All right, happy Sunday, everybody. Oh.
No way.
Well, folks, you're not gonna believe this, but I just got stung by a bee, and everybody's like, no. And I went down and scooped up the bee. And he was in the glass, and I held him up and showed everybody, and then my lips started swelling up. But the show went on.
Oh no.
Amazing. Dude,
I still have the bee in the cup in my studio.
No, you don't.
I really do.
No, you don't.
I swear to God, man.
I'm gonna need photographic evidence
All right.
next time.
Oh,
Next time you think about it, you need to take a photo of that.
It doesn't look so much like a bee anymore.
That's amazing.
Some sort of decrepit creature of the night.
How
But
was
every
it-
day I'd walk in and go, hey, I'm still alive. You know?
Who won?
I still have a little knot in the lip from it's like you can tell.
Oh my
Oh wow.
god.
How was your singing after that?
Well, it was something like
Yeah, can we get a little snippet?
I think I got stung by a bee. Cause it really hurts on my lip.
I'll work on that at band practice.
Perfect.
Oh
But,
man.
actually, for like a couple songs, it was giving me like you've been to the dentist.
I bet it did. Oh my god. You hear stories about things like this, but I couldn't imagine that ever happened.
I used to spend my night at the barroom till the bee was in my Jägermeister.
It was pretty much like that for about a song.
Oh man. So good.
Thanks for bringing that or asking about that, Jane.
Yeah, Gene.
Johnny Be Good. I've changed the lyrics on that song. Maybe that's what she's talking about, and I don't think I can do that here.
We are not regulated by the FCC, just by the by the Facebook CC.
They will find me.
Hunt you down.
I do want to mention, you guys, thank you so much for chiming in. Thanks for tuning in. As I mentioned earlier, we are watching the comments, so please join our conversation. Ask any questions that you'd like to our guest or Jordan or I. And we're happy to chat with you and interact with you live here on Facebook. We are also live on Brad Brock Music's YouTube, so if you YouTubers prefer to watch videos there, you can see it there. And on Twitch. You want to jam another song here before I run you through the ringer a little bit more here?
Yeah, please. I need a break from Yo Ringa.
Yeah. All right, you guys, give it up one more time for Stephen D. Hunt.
So this is a song I actually wrote during the what do we officially call it? The lockdown? The
quarantine.
The quarantine. It started out. It's funny. You'd mentioned about sharing some of the songwriting things, and I shared 9 pages of one song, how it was rewritten 9 different times.
Oh my god.
And
yeah.
That's a true story. I mean, I laid out, like, I started 1 at the top, and you could see all this crossed out stuff, and then 2, I did it again. And I did the whole song 9 different times until I finally got to this.
Amazing.
They'll probably hit 12 at some point.
Perfect.
I've never done this in front of people or for anyone anywhere.
Okay, there's no people here, so I think you're free and clear.
There's you two.
Hello. People.
Do we count?
Well, people. So, what the heck? Let's give it a try. What? You got really quiet there. That's nice. Was that you muting out?
Yeah, I muted our mics.
Okay, that's cool.
It's nice, right?
Oh yeah, I felt really alone. Like there wasn't a breeze over there. I was going to share my fan with you.
I'm a rocket man.
I see what I did there. I did a little beatbox thing. Because my drummer sometimes, she needs a little help.
Very Chris Springer of you.
The cool thing is about this that it's not live, right? This isn't live. We get to edit this later, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Here's how truthful I am about I've never done this in front of anybody. I did about, I don't know, 10 clicks too fast on that. So I'm not going to put myself through that. And I'm just going to be honest with all of everybody in live podcast world. And I'm going to start that over.
Do it. Do it. Don't spew it.
Dude, I would have been spewing at that speed.
I'm only laughing because I know the pain. I know the struggle too.
Of spewing at that speed. Yeah. Yep.
So does Jordan.
Slow down, hoss. I think I need to drink a beer real quick. I'm just going to let my drummer take over for a second.
There you go. Hey, have a sip.
I was like, at this speed, I better get a drink.
It's okay, man. It's like rocket ship speed. It's okay.
The funny thing is I can just take my drummer away like that.
There you go.
Girl, you're going to start over. and I'd like to introduce my band. Over here on the drums tonight, we got Stephanie. Over here on the bass, we got Loa and Lisa. And I really don't even know what the keyboard player's name is anymore. She changes it every week. For now, we're gonna call her Sally. In a good mood. Oh, bring it down. Looking to the day you can get back downtown. All your favorite places, smiling faces all around. We'll let loose like we used to do. Can't take it this much longer. Sure, I can be much stronger. Suddenly you find yourself wishing you were somewhere else. Begging you hear what I say. I am here to take you away. Way. And it seems like the perfect time to close your eyes and dig into your mind. Take me back to that infamous night. We blew ourselves right through the roof. Like tonight we're bulletproof. We broke to the other side. Escaping all reality. Hit the rhythm, set us free, and dancing shadows in the moonlight. We were living and loving and laughing till we see the sunrise. Now the day will come when you can see your friends. Face-to-face conversation. Shake the hand with hesitation. Hold on tight, it might be a little longer. Dig a little deeper. It's an ancient strong world. And suddenly you find yourself wishing you were somewhere else. Begging you hear what I say. I am here to help us get away. It seems like the perfect time to roll your eyes and dig into your mind and take me back to that infamous night. We blew ourselves right through the roof, acting like we're bulletproof, and we broke to the other side. Escaping all reality, hit our rhythm, set us free, and dancing shadows in the moonlight. We were living and loving and laughing till we see the sunrise. We see the sunrise. We're laughing till we see the sunrise. Rise.
Yeah.
Back to the practice room on that one.
Oh my God. You know what though? You got it going. And it was great.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
It was all about just getting it to where the speed and the tempo that you needed, man. But
that's the funny thing. You got to do
fun.
it. You got to do it like 50 times at home, and then be like, okay, I can maybe do this in front of 2 friends.
Right.
No, I couldn't. Okay, I'm gonna go home and do it 50 more times, and just do it in front of 1 friend.
Well, dude, you only had to do it 2 times, and then you were ready to do it in front of 2 friends, and then everybody watching and listening on the podcasts.
Is this new math?
Yeah, it's the new math. That's the Common Core, right?
There's this song though I wrote. I wanted to tell you about. I had a dream. Have you ever written a song about a dream? I mean,
yeah, sure.
Occasionally happens, right? Yeah. I woke up after the most awesome dream of a biker chick that I did not know, who bought me a motorcycle, and we just went on this journey.
Amazing.
And I kept the song really simple. I didn't tell a lot about the journey. It's like just kind of let your own mind do that when someone listens to it. But I woke up and seriously was just like, I can't forget the song idea. This thought. I went to at the time there was an eyebrow pencil in the bathroom and toilet paper, and that's where I wrote down a few lyrics on toilet paper. It was really strong toilet paper. It was durable.
Yeah,
With an eyebrow pencil.
clearly it was like
Charmin.
Angel's Charmin. Yeah, it was the Charmin.
Ultra Plus. And
Ultra strong.
yeah, so I ended up just calling it Bike. It's just a nice, simple name, Bike.
I love this song, by the way. This is a good track.
But we don't have to do that right now. We could drink some more. Ooh.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's put a pin in that for sure.
Is that your way of saying you want a little beer?
May I have another tiny? Is it tiny or small? What do we call those small beers? Baby beers.
A baby beer.
Baby beers.
a baby beer?
All right.
Beer, please.
Please, come on, man.
Oh, may I have your shot glass?
Oh, of course.
Wherever it
hiding
may
there
have
somewhere.
landed.
I might have smashed it over my baby beers.
Well, if we're gonna chat for a minute here, mute that guitar. I think the guitar is the only thing that's giving us that bottom end. Oh, that's the one. What was that? That was it. Guitar.
I actually just recently have a grounding some issue in the guitar. Like I can't play drums on it because it's clicking and shorting out.
Yep.
I gotta go see Roy.
Gotta see Roy. No worries, man. I do, because this is we had kind of touched on this in the beginning, and the reason that we weren't able to have our show together before was because you started drumming for the band Spider Cherry,
Yes.
down in South Florida, and they're a pretty well-known band in the area. I've been following them for ages. I know they play at Square Grouper pretty regularly, and but they've been playing down at there's one particular bar down there.
Tin Roof on Crazy Uncle Mike's.
But you've been playing drums for them now
Yes.
for quite a while. How's that going?
So yeah, me and Nathan and I got together. He's basically Spider Cherry. He's got a bunch of great songs. He's just a great guy and a blast to be around. He plays two keyboards, mostly bass with his left hand on one. So he's like
Super. Right.
all over the place over here. And I just tell people when I play music with him, I just hang on for the ride. He doesn't say we're going to do this. Here's a set list. He's so much like me when people play with me.
So
I'm like,
fun.
I think it's a D. Here we go.
We're going into it.
And when you're playing drums and you've played drums all your whole life, that's such a challenge and fun that I'm just having a blast doing it because
That's
I
awesome.
don't want a set list. But he'll be in the middle of one song and just look over me with a grin. And all of a sudden
We're
he'll just-
moving. We're making the move.
We read each other's mind like we've been playing together for a decade, and it's
Right.
only been 4 months.
Oh,
Then
man.
we didn't play for 3 months because of the.
Shot,
there is
shot
plenty to go
handoff.
around.
So is this the deal? You're only allowed tiny amounts of this. Is it,
It's
Yep.
that dangerous.
it's so potent.
It's a little beer.
This is probably best. You don't want to like a sneaky shot of Jaeger.
Could you imagine a big little beer? A big beer?
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Yes.
Love you guys.
Cheers to all of you out there. Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop. And I brought a blow up mattress so I can just
Oh, perfect.
pass out here later.
You are,
Because
and-
after all these baby beers, you know.
as always,
They add up.
you are more than welcome to crash as long as you need, for sure. Absolutely.
Slumber party.
Yay!
If I start talking like I got stung in the lip by a bee, then I must stay.
You must stay.
Because
Oh no! Is that chili water dripping off of it?
it sure is. I got it sitting right down here in my ice bucket, so
Nice.
that'll be our reward for getting through this show.
By the way, did you have that on camera? Did anybody see that? That was a shiny little bottle of Jägermeister.
Oh yeah, they
didn't know if
saw
you-
it. I'm sure there's gonna be. I have some great nights that I'll never remember on Jägermeister.
Yeah, it's funny. I've always drank that, and I don't nothing like I used to.
Certainly.
Well, some people will beg to differ,
But
but I can't. I can't. For one, I just can't. But now it's a sipping thing for me. I don't. If I have 3 shots of Jaeger sitting, I'm like,
yeah, I remember I was playing one night at like Waldo's up in Vero Beach, And this couple was like, "What do you shoot?" And I was like, "I'll drink anything, like one and done, kind of deal." And they were like, "Well, we're drinking Jaeger," and I was like,
Oh, me and my big mouth.
"No!" And so, like 5 Jaeger shots later, I was like,
5?
"Yeah,
Dude, you can't do that. That's,
I know." Luckily, I was playing at a resort, so I was like, "I'm gonna need a room
Oh, there you go.
for the night."
Or a minivan by the
or-
river.
Yeah, but down by the river.
In my minivan.
Let's talk a little bit about your rig over there. So you
Brad,
Bill, you're-
I just really don't want to.
No, we don't talk about.
Not today.
Well,
Not
let's at least go this far.
It goes
You-
to 11. I know that.
You bill yourself out as the 1-man 5-piece band. So tell me about. Let's go through the pieces. At least you got to give me at least 5, and we'll make it legitimate.
Okay, let's just give them the ladies. You ready to give them the rundown?
Oh yeah, I want to know a little bit more about Stephanie. Really,
You just tell him not to even talk to me.
Oh, I'm on camera. I was supposed
and
to
the
be-
personalities
I was
are
supposed to be
coming
throwing.
out.
I was throwing my voice, but I was on camera. Stephanie, she's just a handful. I mean, literally, there she is.
There's Stephanie.
I don't know. Several months ago, I just started introducing my band everywhere. I don't know. I've been doing it for a couple of years. Never mind.
You know
Months
who-
turn the years.
You know who is a big fan of every time you do that? Darren from Sneaky Tiki.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, he gets a riot out of it.
I
Like,
love Darren, by the way.
I know.
Oh.
He's so great.
Yeah, it's funny because he's always asked me, it's like, hey, you need to turn your, which is he's always telling me to turn down.
Yeah.
Darren, I love you.
Yeah.
He'll be telling me that. Actually, I'm
Where
going
is
in.
Darren?
I'm at Sneaky this Saturday for 4th of July, and I'm going in. I'm taking in this little speaker that I have. It's like not even really a PA speaker. If he's not listening, I want to surprise him. I was like, dude, I figured out. Here's how I'm going to turn down. It's going to be this thing I'm going to set on the table. It's only this tall.
It's so funny.
And he's going to be like, well, no one's going to be able to hear you now. I'll be like, and I'm going to throw my hands up and get all diva-like. I'm like, well, which is it, Darren?
It's so funny.
But then I'll have someone like cart the 3 big speakers around. It's like, nah, I got to have these.
Well, I'll be right there on your heels on Sunday, so you better leave me a present. I want to see a present when I show up on Sunday morning.
It'll start with a J and then with a stir. Jägermeister. Yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, okay. So you have a
Okay.
drum kit.
So this is like a scaled down rig. When I really started doing this, I started off. I do shows occasionally where everything you see here is on a drum rack.
Right.
I mean, this is sticking on an arm coming off of a rack. Keyboards on a rack.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 toms, snare, and toms under the keyboard.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Real drums.
I've seen those in some of your videos.
And I can. They're triggered off of this, along with my kick being triggered off of the octapad.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get everything, even the real drums and cymbals, to be recorded if I want.
Sure.
It takes about a half a day sound check to make it when you do the whole thing. So, but everything pretty much. So I got drummer. Let's go to. She wants to make new noises.
Oh,
Rain stick, anyone? Oh, that's not a rain stick.
That's like a thunderstorm.
kind of Star Warsy too.
Kind of Star Wars.
Oh man, we better. Your car windows open? I think it's raining. It's my invisible rain stick.
It's so great. Now all those sounds are in that pad, right?
It is bad, and I've done a lot to make these sounds whatever they are.
Sure,
tweak them a little bit.
That's tight. That's super cool.
So let me erase this real quick. So if I want to.
Yeah, it's got some definite like hip hop vibes there.
Fun.
Power just went off. I don't know why.
The power went out.
I must have done something.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
All right. Talk amongst
Well, see, you're having too much fun.
Oh yeah. I tell you though, I run into the same problems, man. When
Dude.
like
It's
when there's so much is run together, it's really tough to like
Isn't it-
track it all down.
it's like, what the hell were we thinking?
right.
We could just be sitting on a stool with a guitar and
Dude, I envy some of these people, but I play those shows sometimes, and I'm like, this is the most boring thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Yeah, I miss having I love having the options. If it picks
Right.
up and people are ready to dance,
Right,
If
right,
I have a
right.
drummer suddenly, you know how it is. If you got those
Uh-huh.
pedals, you're like, okay, you want to dance now?
Yeah, now we're rocking and
That's when
rolling.
Brad's like over there chucking and jiving.
You know it.
So I can, all this goes through the looper to the board. How do I have it? Everything goes into the board, back to the looper back to the board.
Wild.
And it took me, I didn't have any like diagram to figure out how some of these bigger guys are doing it.
It's like straight mathematics.
Well, I didn't know. There's always like, man, there's something they're doing that I don't know. And to get more instruments and make it easier. And it just took seriously 3 weeks of just plugging into different things. And
Right.
where should I send this or aux that? And this is what I came with. And I'm stuck with it for about 10 years now. I'm like, I'm not changing much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I figure you got to get used to it,
Because a cable goes bad every week somewhere.
Yeah.
It could be the one you bought last week. And just, if you look at it wrong, it's like, well, I'm not going to
Oh
work.
God, yeah. I have tons of backups and like ready to rock and and I tie them in a knot when they're bad, and I sort them out when it's ready to rock and roll.
All right, let me run this. Let me run this real quick. So sometimes I'll start with the beatbox.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna take a little pee-pee break.
Do that.
I'm gonna let you roll through this and teach us a thing or two about a thing or two.
Oh, right. So if I want to start with a beatbox, just to make sure everything is cool, then I add the drummer to it. Come on, Steph. See, she's trying to be funny and play different noises that I wasn't. I forgot to push her button. Let's change it up, girl. Now, if I want some bass. So for now, I get bass guitar through my acoustic. I used to bring a bass guitar, an electric guitar, and a couple of acoustics, and that was a lot more work. So now I just put all the guitars in one now, and it's a little better. I told the ladies sometimes they get all excited. Did you turn down my volume in the headphones, or was that me? I just wanted to make sure. All right. So we got to just, while you were using the little boys room, I just looped out the bass and the drums to 3 different sections again: the verse, the chorus, and the bridge. So right now that we're on the verse. taking a little longer to loop these just to kind of explain it, what I'm doing. See, while I was talking, I just looped that part, you know? That's the bridge. Here's the chorus. There we go. This is that song Bike I wrote after the dream about a biker chick that bought me a brand new motorcycle. It was the best dream of my life, but then I woke up. It's one of those dreams you try to get back into. It's like, no, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. It didn't work. It didn't work. You said you might get some tattoos that no one could see. Buy me a bike, maybe leather boots up to your knee. And you think you might take a trip, but no one knows your name or my shame. And if I'm good, maybe I can go home. It must be my lucky day, 'cause she's riding by with a look in her eyes could only mean she's saying to me, call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you to jump on and follow me. Jump on and follow me. Well, it sounded good and it sounded right. Maybe I should be right on my new bike, on the road and on our way tonight. And if you think you will and you know I would die, maybe you will show me your new tattoos. You know, the ones that no one can see. Must be my lucky day, 'cause she's riding by with a look in her eyes could only mean she's saying to me, call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you to jump on and follow me. Jump on and follow me. My lucky day, she's riding by with the look in her eyes could only mean she's saying to me, call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you can jump on and follow me. Call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you can jump on and follow me. Call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you can jump on and follow me. Call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you can jump on and follow me. Call me crazy, but I think we know what we need. And if you think you might, you know I would like you can jump on and follow me. You know you're crazy. And if you think you might, you know I
You can jump on. You can jump on and follow, jump on and follow, jump on and follow me. Jump on and follow me.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Love it.
I'm speechless. Well, like,
He's
Does it sound right? Does
he's
it sound right over
fangirling.
there?
well, I mean,
He's fangirling. a
the
little
thing
bit.
is, like we were talking about earlier, and like, maybe I didn't mention yet, but I've never had the opportunity to go out and see your show full on.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a first for me. Like,
Oh, yeah,
and have you ever seen an entertainer that just, I don't know, like moved you or like took your breath away
all the time, dude.
because it's just like what you're doing is something that you've never even fathomed, right? So I'm not, and I'm being absolutely honest, man.
But I'm not that guy.
I'm looking
This
at
isn't one of those moments.
I'm looking at Jordan and
You're
I'm
looking at
thinking,
Jordan, man. She's hot.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were playing,
Yeah.
Steven. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. I've never seen anything like this in my life. And
It's out there, bro.
and just the layering.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And like just the last little bit where you were running the keyboards, but you were also reaching with your leg to get the loops down and to loop the whole thing, bro. That's
Get your stretches in.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I stretch before every gig. Trust me. I seriously.
Do a little yoga, a little hot yoga.
If I don't, I'll be right there in the middle of it, all going, oh, cramp.
Seriously, man, I'm
Pulling
blown
my
away.
heel up, pulling my heel up. Going, oh God.
Really, really great stuff.
Thank you, brother.
It is, yeah.
You guys, so
You know, I
we're
think anybody can do this. It's really all about you just got to put a lot of time into anything you want to do and do
Yeah.
well. Whatever.
no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So
I don't think
I'm
I
nothing
could,
special.
I don't think I could do that.
No, don't sell yourself short.
Come over here and we should loop something with you.
Oh
Little
boy.
vocal. You lay down a vocal in a beat or something.
Oh.
Give her probably give her a tambourine. She
Oh,
might
yeah,
be able to rock
I
a
could do- I could
tambourine.
rock the
Do you know?
tambourine.
Do you know the song "Creep"? Like any of the words, you could just sing that.
Like from the So I Creep?
No,
Oh,
no, baby.
No. Okay.
Radiohead "Creep."
That's TLC.
Oh.
You're so pretty.
just stay pretty.
Just stay sitting here.
I'm kidding. We're gonna work that out. But in the meantime, we're gonna let Steven take just a little break. We're gonna get down to the Jordy Files. So
I don't want
it's
to take a break for this.
Yeah,
That's
you have
my
like a
favorite
solid
part.
hour.
Dude, don't tell him to take a break. He just left.
Yeah, right. Bye.
well, you guys.
So I'm not on camera for like a good 5 minutes.
At least, yeah.
At least, at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you guys.
Oh, you guys, it's time to get this week's music history, news, current events, and celebrity gossip brought to you by our very own Jordan Taylor. So sit back and wrap your minds around what you find in the Jordy Files.
Dun, dun.
Jordan, where are you?
I don't know.
There you are.
Blackout. Hi, everyone.
All right, girly, give us the dirt.
Okay.
We want to hear it. We want to know.
So there were a lot of birthdays today. So I had to cut a bunch out, but we're going to go way back in time here. 1928, we have Bobby Day. Do you know who Bobby Day is?
1928. I do not know. I don't know who he is.
He had the 1958 hit song Rockin' Robin.
What?
I know. I
Well,
love that song. It's
we-
really annoying. We used to have a little stuffed animal that would sing that. a
Didn't
little-
wasn't it remade by the Jackson 5
Oh, I
much
guess-
later?
Yeah, that probably sounds right. Yeah.
I imagine that's where we remember it
Yes.
from anyway.
So he is dead, but he would have been 92 today.
Wow.
And then in 1935, we have American blues harmonica player, singer, and songwriter James Cotton. And in 2006, he was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame. He is also deceased. He would have been 85 today. And then in 1951, we have Fred Schneider. He was, do you know who he is?
I do not.
Oh, he is singer with the B-52s.
Oh, okay.
Best known for their singles Rock Lobster and, of course, Love Shack.
Rock Lobster.
Yes, and he is alive and well.
Rock Lobster.
He is the lovely 69.
Oh.
Big 6'9".
Big 6'9".
Whoa. And then a year later, in 1952, we have Leon Chancellor. He is a drummer and percussionist, and he's worked with Herbie Hancock, Miles Davis, Michael Jackson and Billie Jean, Donna Summers, Carlos Santana, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on and on and on.
Wow,
Frank
big,
Sinatra,
serious
Kenny
guy
Rogers, blah, blah, blah. So he unfortunately passed away. He would have been 68. And then a fun random one, actor, but also from the Blues Brothers in 1952 as well. Dan Aykroyd's birthday is today. He is 68.
Oh.
Also.
He's a blues brother. You just say
Yeah.
that? I feel
Yeah,
like you just said that.
I did. He was Elwood Blues.
Elwood Blues.
Yes. And then for all of our Friends, the TV show fans, in 1956, Phil Solemn, his birthday is today. He is a singer-songwriter from American pop rock duo The Remembrance.
Okay.
And he had a top hit, Just the Way It Is, Baby, and I'll Be There For You, the theme song from Friends. So his birthday is today.
I wish I had a soundbite. I don't have a soundbite for that.
Oh. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I'll be there for you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he is 64 and alive and well. And then 1971, everyone's favorite, Missy Elliott.
Oh, Missy Elliott.
She's 49 today. And then last but not least for the birthdays, 1974, Adam McDougall. Do you know who he is?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't know the
Oh my
name.
God,
I don't
I'm
recognize the
shocking
name.
you on all this music
You
trivia.
really are.
I feel so in the know.
I'm impressed.
So he is a keyboardist with the Black Crowes.
Okay.
He's 46. He was previously a member of the Ben Taylor Band and Fur Slide.
Do not know any of that.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of the Ben Taylor Band, but maybe not. Maybe it's some other. I don't know.
I don't know.
He also toured with Macy Gray and Patty Rothberg. So fancy. So a million birthdays later, on this day in music history, it was a big day for that too. 1963, the Beatles recorded their singles She Loves You and I'll Get You. They recorded both of those songs in less than 4 hours, which I think is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, psychopaths. 1968, the band released their debut album Music from Big Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 1969, this was a fun one. So John Lennon, it was a big day, day for the Beatles, clearly. So John Lennon, Yoko Ono, and family were involved in a car accident in Scotland, and both John and Yoko needed hospital treatment. Lennon later had the car crushed into a cube and exhibited it in his front lawn. So
It's so John Lennon to do.
yeah, it was like, that's awesome. Nice. Make some yard art out of it.
Make some yard art. Absolutely.
Recycle. And then in 1981, Rushton Morv, I don't know, I might be slaughtering that, but he was a bassist with Stephen Wolf. No? Okay. So we're going to say that's what it is. Was killed in a motorcycle accident in Santa Barbara, California.
Oh, no.
And he was only 32. He co-wrote their hit Magic Carpet Ride with lead singer John Kay.
Oh, Steppenwolf.
So- Oh, yeah. Sorry. Not Stephen Wolf.
Rewind.
Steppenwolf.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
Stephen Wolf.
Stephen Wolf.
You're fired, man.
I know. I need a speech therapist. And then in 1983,
Oh God.
I thought we were just going to continue, right along. No,
no.
Thanks for the call out. Okay. So 1983, a New Jersey-based group was formed. Any guesses?
Um,
In 1983.
1983. I'm gonna say Bon Jovi.
Damn, you're good. Yes.
yeah.
He was. They were signed.
Let me
to
get a ding.
They were signed to Mercury label records, although they had also been considering the name Johnny Electric. It's going to be their name. The group
I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, right. Much better. The group have since sold over 130 million records worldwide and performed more than 2,600 concerts in over 50 countries for more than 34 million fans.
Good God.
Could you imagine doing 2,000? You've probably done that many concerts. 2,600.
Over the course of my entire life, I imagine.
This was also kind of a cool factoid.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2000, when the world was really supposed to be ending, Kylie Minogue became the third artist / group to have a #1 single in the 90s or the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Any guesses who the other two were besides Kylie?
What was the year? One more time?
2000, but it had to have a #1 hit single in 1980s, the 90s, and 2000s.
Oh, I'm going to say Cher was maybe one of those.
You're close,
Close?
but not Cher.
I don't know. I don't know.
Madonna and U2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally see that. I get that.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then, last but not least, in 2005, American R&B and soul singer-songwriter, record producer Luther Vandross, which I love his name,
Yes.
died at the age of 54 at JFK Medical Center in New Jersey, 2 years after suffering a major stroke. So, R.I.P. to him. And then, for my Jordy T of the week,
Ooh.
some inside dirt gossip is word on the street is that Dr. Dre and his wife of 24 years are calling it quits. There was no prenup, and he is estimated to be worth $800 million. And she's an attorney, so you do the math.
Yeah, totally.
So, sorry, Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah. Not getting through that one.
It's like, oh, that's a knife in the chest. So, and then I also learned today that Broadway will remain closed for the rest of the year due to the coronavirus. So,
Yep, I did
they
hear
are
that. Yeah.
no longer having Broadway activities. And then, last but not least, some happy news. The 2020 MTV Music Video Awards are trying to make it a go this year.
Nice.
Having no audience. They're scheduled to take place. It's scheduled to take place August 30th in Brooklyn, New York. So
How about that?
That should be interesting if it plays out with no audience. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. Well, you guys,
And that's it.
that's the Jordy Files.
And that's the tea, honey boo boo.
Honey boo boo. Nice. Well, we might as well do this while we're here chilling out here. We're going to get to our midweek motivation each week. Our good friend and certified leadership coach, Tony Espinosa, drops some pearls of wisdom to help us get through our midweek slump. So grab a pen and paper and take some notes. You guys, this is your midweek motivation.
BradBrock.com, how you doing? Jams and cocktails, Wednesday night. I love it. Thanks again for having me on. I love this part of the week. You know, I appreciate you giving me a platform just to vent a little bit and get some stuff off my chest. You know, it's been a while since I've been on stage, and it's going to be a little bit longer before I get back up there. But I'm working on it. We're getting to going. I'm refocusing my lesson plans, and I'm going to relaunch my business real soon for you. And just dropping prices so everyone can get involved. There's no reason that people that don't have tens of thousands of dollars to spend on a coach or on mentorship though they don't deserve to have the knowledge. So I'm dropping price. I'm getting everyone involved. I'm giving my wisdom and the knowledge I've learned to everybody. But with that being said, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get on a rant, but thanks again for having me. Let's talk about some multitasking. It's a very, very sensitive subject. It's very difficult to do. You have to be very careful when it comes to multitasking because it can be detrimental to what you're trying to accomplish. It could be detrimental to your job and to what's going on in your life, your projects, your scheduling, whatever you have going on. But you have to remember everything, no matter what you're working on. When we're talking about multitasking, so multitasking can get different levels and different people do different types of multitasking. Your boy Stephen Hunt Brad Brock, you, my boy Ben Prestige, his brother, John. Like, you guys are musicians. You take multitasking to a whole different level. You're playing drums with your feet. You got harmonicas. You're singing. You got violins and bass guitars and regular guitars just hooked up to the same platform. And you're just like, you guys look crazy out there, like, but it sounds amazing and you do your job. Bartenders, it's incredible the way they multitask. They got 40 people sitting at their bar. They're too deep. They got 80 people standing around. They got service bar. They're making drinks, they just all 8 drinks at one time, full ice in all the glasses, put all the booze in, top them off with the mixers, hand them out, pop all the bottles of beer, drappers. Like, there's a routine. Multitasking, depending on what you're doing, can save you, make you advance and get things done quicker. But if you're in a business, office mindset, you have to slow down a little bit. You can't rush reports. You can't rush numbers. You got to make sure those are right. Now, if you're working on something, if you have to wait for an answer, or you have to wait for it to print, or you have to wait for something else, if you're waiting on something, then you can start that next project, work on something else. But you don't want to get too thin. You don't want to be like an octopus with 8 arms and 8 projects going at one time, because you're going to forget about something. You're going to overlook something. So slow down. And there is nothing wrong. Write this down. There is nothing wrong with telling your boss, hey, it's too much. It's too much. You have to give this to somebody else. I'm working on these projects, and they might be jerks, but they'll have to respect you. If you look them in the eye and say, hey, do you want this done properly, or do you want this done now? Because if they want it done now, then do everything, bang it all out, overlook stuff, who cares? And the reports, he's going to have to redo them in the end. But when it comes to multitasking, take your time, know your lane, know your role. Begin with the end in mind. What is the end of this project? What is the end of this report? What is the end of this job that I'm doing need to be accomplished? And what are the steps I need to do? Some of the steps are going to intertwine with each other. When you're working on one, you're automatically working on another. So just be very wary of multitasking. I'm not saying it can't be done, but anyone that says they're great multitaskers, it's like that. It's like that saying, jack of all trades, master of none. You don't want to be multitasking, ruining things and not doing it properly. So slow down. If you're overwhelmed, take a step back. Focus on the important, not the urgent. The urgent will work itself out. Focus on the important parts of the projects, what's going on, what you need to get done, step by step, follow it. You can multitask, but don't overwhelm yourself. I love you. Be well. You can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it. I love you. Brad Brock, have a good week. I'll talk to you soon. One love, my friends.
That was amazing.
Right.
I just want to multitask oh wait, I already am.
Yeah, no kidding. You multitask.
Can I mention what I was saying just real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So we were talking, the 3 of us, while you saw that segment, Tony, right? And I was like, man, really wanted to hear what he said. I wanted to hear that and then start playing, and because I enjoy that part of the show. He's great at what he does, and
Right.
it's a great thing when you hear him. And so I said, hold on a second. I put on my headphones, and the first thing I heard was, when you're multitasking is
Yeah.
make sure that you slow down. I was like, I talk to myself just like that all the time when I'm multitasking. And he goes, and know what the end is. Because if you don't know what the end of the multitasking
Yeah,
is,
then what are you doing? At that
then
point,
you could just multitask forever until
Sure.
you need to know when to stop,
Right.
kind of thing. And slow. It was just amazing that after talking about him, then put on headphones, and he said something that I was just telling myself yesterday, all alone in my rehearsal area.
Yeah. But sometimes you got to talk yourself up. Sometimes you got to, have a little powwow with yourself.
Just not at the grocery store.
Yeah, maybe not out in public with other
But
people.
I don't like wheat bread. You like wheat bread. It's better for you. But I don't want to eat it. People don't. Then
God,
like,
it's so true. I don't ever want to eat wheat bread. This is the worst.
but we need to. We're supposed to.
Something like that. Well, we're going to run through another segment here while we have our captive audience here with Mr. Stephen D. Hunt. In honor of the late, great James Lipton, we reprise his famous rapid fire interview and put our guests on the hot seat in the Lipton tea. So, Stephen, are you ready to go through the Lipton tea?
Oh, give me the Lipton.
Here we go. Here's the Lipton tea. Oh, I got this. Here we go. You guys. There was a time. There was a time when I was unable to.
Oh, there it is.
To find what I needed to make the audio work for this. So we would have to like revert, but now I have a pretty good grip
Skinny
on
Steve.
Yeah.
Not so skinny.
I have a pretty good grip on how to run my gear here.
Does this look like skinny when I suck my cheeks in?
Yeah.
beautiful.
Or do I look like I have to poop?
Maybe a little of both.
I'm so skinny.
All right, you guys. We are here in the Lipton Tea.
People are saying can't hear. No,
I know. I
you
fixed it.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry.
fixed it.
Okay, cool.
Facebook, can you hear me?
All right. So here we are. We are going to reprise this famous rapid fire interview from James Lipton.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Are you ready, Stephen D. Hunt, to be put on the hot seat?
I'm nervous.
All right. Here we are. Stephen D. Hunt.
Yes.
Wait, let me get full James Lipton.
Oh, dude. You so look like his son.
What is your favorite word?
No, that was it.
Ha 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 ha.
No, my favorite word. Oh, happy.
What is your least favorite word?
Unhappy.
Perfect. What turns you on?
Your low voice.
What turns you off?
Your low voice.
A conundrum.
I should be more serious. I'm sorry.
What sound or noise do you love?
I love birds chirping in the morning. That's like a thing.
Nice. What sound or noise do you hate?
If the birds don't shut up about noon, I start getting a little agitated, like Chevy Chase in that movie, Funny Farm or something.
Oh, that was a great movie.
You know what I'm talking about?
That was one of my favorites.
Can we take a break in the action? Do you remember that scene, the first one, and he opens the window and he's getting ready to write? And he's just like, a classic Chevy Chase face. I'm just like, and like 4 times later, he's just like, and then I forget what he does. I think he throws something at the birds by the end of the movie or something. Or he goes out and takes them down or something.
So fun.
Sorry, Mr. Lipton. Go ahead.
Thank you. Everyone's favorite question. What is your favorite curse word?
Tallywhacker.
Tallywhacker?
You tallywhacking sucking son of a tallywhacker? I just made that up. Probably everybody else's favorite go-to. Dang it.
Yes. Dang it.
Dang it.
Every guest we've ever had has been dang it.
Dang it. You could say it anywhere, and it's like, man, he's
so ticked off.
He didn't say fuck. I'm really glad because we're in the grocery store, and he was just talking to himself.
Dang it.
So dang it.
Write that down, and that's in the tome now.
Okay.
So, what profession other than your own would you like to try?
Man, I wanted to be a fireman so bad.
Yeah? Real talk?
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, no kidding.
There was a firehouse right down from my house that I grew up, and I knew some older guys that were volunteering, and I was like almost right in going to do it all, and then I decided to play music. Some more.
Like you do, like we do. What job would you not do under any circumstances?
Hey, that's a good one. Not like to be serious about this one. Can I pass and come back? I'm just. I don't know. I wouldn't want to have to scrub the Johnny on the spots with a toothbrush if that's even a job. I mean, I could be the guy that puts the hose up and we're cool. There's no leaks, right?
Right.
But if you're the guy that has to, when you take him back to the shop and really get in there and make sure.
Yeah, I feel like anything that has to do with shit on any level is something that I would personally not want to have to do with.
Man, I'd leave my kids in diapers for days. I was just like, I just wait till your mom gets back from Vegas.
Terrible.
It'll be a week or two, bro.
And last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You lucky bastard. You get over there and start cleaning those Johnny on the spots. That's what
Your eternal punishment.
I just wrote that shit.
Here's your toothbrush.
Ooh, this little tiny brush. It's the tiniest
Oh, a little
brush in
brush.
heaven.
Oh man, Stephen D. Hunt, you're a champion.
Woo.
This has been your Lipton tea, and now we go back to.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
You are as well.
Oh, and now I have to turn all the cameras back on.
We'll
One day I'm gonna get this all figured out.
Yeah, we'll get back some way.
Jordan, oh, but you're there, and
Oh,
every
hi.
comment ever is up there. Oh, we gotta turn. We gotta turn Stephen back on.
So what kind of beer did you get me? Are we live still?
We are still live. Yep, absolutely,
Because this is really good.
really good.
Oh.
So it's our friends at Hop Life.
Oh, love it.
He likes it.
I forget the
You had me at Hop Life.
I forget the name of it. It's like the big man or something like that. It might be written on there.
If you can get it out of that
That's-
crazy
yeah, that's my
sleeve.
big fate.
Is there a squealy sound that's my fault? Oh,
No,
it's music, underlying
that's
music.
yeah, that's underlying
Okay.
what I like to call music sometimes.
A lot of times there's squeaky, crazy sounds from my gear that I'm like, I think that's me.
Nope, it's not you. You're good.
You know, this thing is meant to never leave this camera.
No, not at all.
Oh,
But it keeps it cold all night.
this is a beautiful song. And it's for the bigger ones. Is there a name on it?
Maybe on the back. They might have handwritten it.
I'm just actually kind of impressed by the can before I even get to it. Big house.
Big house. That's what. Big man. Big man. Listen to me.
I'm drinking big man's beer.
I'm gonna drink a big man's
You
beer.
want a sip? Come here, cowboy.
Oh man.
Ooh, I kind of like that voice.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know.
Honey, when I get home, everything has changed.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that.
like this anymore.
It reminds me of that the North Carolina. North Carolina.
Hey, boy.
All my favorite friends from North Carolina.
We got our investments in this property. And
It's oh my god, you do so good. I don't want to hear it anymore.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
I don't even know what I just did.
Make it stop.
Well, before we get down to the rest of the music time, I guess we'll get into our shameless plugs. People now having seen you perform here on the show, I hope, or having seen you perform anywhere, anytime, are going to want to come out and see where are you. Well, I guess let's play the graphic first. This is our shameless plugs.
Shameless.
Oh yeah, I can fix that.
Oh, that's good.
Everything shuts off every time I switch those scenes for like the different segments. So there we go.
Was the viewer able to see before we saw this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you would have really messed up.
Yeah. My priorities,
Totally kidding, bro.
my
Yeah, they
priorities
missed a lot.
are not you guys. Really, it's really just
Well,
for the viewer. It's for you out there.
Man, can you get a shot of me so I can do it to my camera?
You over there.
What's cool is I got this screen right behind the camera, so you almost can't tell I'm looking at a monitor to make sure I look skinny as I get closer to the camera.
See, there you go. Oh, Steven, tell us where you're going to be in the next week here, man. Where are you going to be at?
And I got to fly up and do what's that little place? Madison Square Garden. It's Friday.
Yes, of course.
Garth Brooks is opening. And
I almost just spit beer everywhere just now.
I've almost forgot to mention Garth because I know I'm big a fan you are of him because I saw that with the show when you guys were talking, you and Johnny, I guess.
Nope, we're not. We won't revisit that.
Okay. So I'm actually at Friday at Blue Point Bar and Grill, Jupiter,
Nice.
3 till 6. And then I go play drums with Spider Cherry from 8 till midnight on Friday.
Oh, wow.
You got quite a Friday there.
Dude, tomorrow I'll be doing some crunches, eating lightly, chucking intravenous vitamins.
Eat
My
your
latest thing is
Wheaties.
Pedialyte. My wife totally got me on Pedialyte.
Yeah, we
And,
know. We know all about your Pedialyte and that hat you're wearing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So funny story. I brought my hat to cover up my bad hairdo. I haven't had a haircut in 5 months, and it was clean as any hat you've ever seen on the way here. Well, until I put the bottle of Pedialyte on it that the cap wasn't on. Oh. So my hat, when I went out to put it on, right 2 minutes before we're going live, Mr. Hunt. I'm like, I grabbed my hat and it's soaked with Pedialyte. So I've been wearing a Pedialyte soaked hat. You can't tell.
It's the wonders of television.
My head is
Because-
amazingly cool the whole time. It's just like
Incredibly hydrated. Electrolytes.
Pedialyte is soaking into my brain as we speak.
Oh.
That's why I'm over here just like, I can do this all day. Pedialyte's like the new, I don't know, I mean.
Gatorade for kids.
But I seriously did I did a double last week, and it was 118 degrees, it felt like. Both of them were outside. And if I wouldn't have had that stuff, not being in the, when you do several of those months in a row, you get used to it. But after being off in the lockdown or whatever, it was like all of a sudden, okay, here, have some doubles in the heat. I'm like, okay.
You're telling me, dude, getting back into it was rough.
Dude, I took a sandwich. Some vitamin.
He's packing his lunch like a mine worker. I'm going back to the coal mine.
I had my guitar case in one hand and like a cooler with vitamins, Pedialyte, and look, he brings his own booze and drugs now.
Dead.
Well, no, it's Pedialyte and a sandwich. And
Dead. How has things changed from 20 years in the business?
sex, drugs, and Pedialyte in a cooler. It's not even. You can't even
Oh my god. Oh man.
Hey, before it just popped in my mind. I know you had an agenda,
I don't.
but so doesn't everybody,
There's
Brad?
no such thing.
Jordan, he can't do this without you. You know that, right?
Yes.
And I'm using my North Carolina voice suddenly.
Just for him.
The one that pisses Brad off.
Just for him.
It's funny, the closer I get, the deeper into the Carolinas I've become.
I'm tired.
But no, seriously, I just did. When I watch the show and you guys you're like America's podcast couple. Like you're the Robin to the Stern.
You're the sweetest.
And I've always wanted to tell you that. So
Oh, thank you.
because
Well,
it's
thank
funny,
you.
it's crazy when you watch one of these shows. I almost said one of these shows.
One of
When
these
you,
shows.
when you watch one of them there podcasts,
Podcasters.
you have the ability to fall in love with the people that are doing it, especially if they're good and they're cool. And you guys, there's adjectives I can't pronounce right now that I want to throw in there, but we don't have much time.
Dan Six there.
You're just, no matter what it is, you're funny, you're on it, and you do a great job. And I hope I didn't ruin this tonight.
We might
Well,
be quitting after this.
Yeah, I was
evening.
gonna say I've decided to turn this back into a garage and
garage.
and put my car in it.
Sorry, governor.
We're throwing all of it out, so if you want any of it.
Ooh, I like that painting of, what is that? Is that the
Golden Girls, yes.
No, the Golden Is that the Golden Girls Bridge?
It's actually
I thought you meant the lovely cross stitch.
Oh no, that is that what that is? Golden Girls.
Yes.
Next to that's not the Golden Gate though.
no, that's actually the Twin Towers.
Yeah, because I saw the
Yeah.
towers. I'm like, well, what bridge next to the Golden Girls?
Well, now it's the Golden Bridge by the Golden Girls.
Dude, you need to find a picture of them, like put them on top of it. The Golden Girls like dancing on top of the Golden Gate. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
Agnes, get on it. We want cross stitch.
Yeah, cross
More
stitch.
cross stitch.
On my way, baby. On my way.
So you're gonna be at Blue Point on Friday
Oh,
night.
that's what we're doing. Schedule.
I got you.
Shameless
And-
plugs.
And Saturday, I know that you're going to be at Sneaky Tiki because I follow you on the Sunday.
Yes,
so
sir.
what time do you start?
Are you
up
there
on-
Sunday too?
I will
also?
be there on Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm gonna just when you get there to load in, will you just like give me a little kick with your foot and say, "Hey, I gotta set up,"
Like I always do.
because I'll be there the night before, and I just have a feeling.
like I always do, Steve.
Oh, that's right. It wouldn't be the first time. Dude, can I set up? I know you played here last night, but just move. Jesus, Brad, don't kick me so hard.
I don't have a choice.
This is the biggest. Put this up to do the camera. You know how when you hold a fish closer to the camera, it looks like you have a bigger fish?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm holding like a barrel of beer.
It's a
Brad
mini,
was kind of.
it's a mini keg.
I've had this mini keg for 14 hours.
It's a big beer.
Compared to the, well, hey, I mean, the other one was a small beer.
Yes.
Now, what if we can we make this look the same size?
Oh, it's close.
Oh, wait, hold on. I
Extension.
look really fat when I do that. What?
It's okay. I look fat when I do anything.
Oh,
anyway.
dude, that's a good skinny shot. If you do that again. Oh, hold on.
Do it again.
Oh, yeah. That's not it.
I don't even know what happened to that camera.
Man, what happened to him during lockdown? It's called cheese.
I don't know if you're in the mood. Do you want to play a quick game? Do you how's your 90s pop rock knowledge?
I'm in the ballpark, or at least the parking lot of the ballpark.
All right. Do you want to play a quick round of Name That Tune?
I know things. I know some things.
You know some things?
About a thing or
Please,
two.
yeah, actually, any of the games that you play with people, I'd rather do that before I play any more my guitar stuff.
All right. Well, we'll do it real quick, and then we want some more Stephen D music, and then we might have to do a little Jaeger shot.
Are we actually going to have to wait for that?
Got to keep you waiting.
I got to check my contract. Hold on.
All right, you guys. We're gonna play a little Name That Tune. Wait, that wasn't right. Name That Tune.
Name That Tune. Brought to you by Amber Brock Lager. Delicious taste, smooth finish.
Amber Brock.
And now, Amber Brock presents Name That Tune.
Amber Brock.
Amber Brock.
That used to be one of my favorite beers, Amber Bach.
Yes, but now it's Amber Brock.
It's never Bach again.
Honestly, I gotta hit up our friends at Hop Life and try to get them to do like an amber beer and call it Amber Brock. Like it's a goal of mine. It's something I need in my life.
Great idea.
Right? I'm working on it. All right, you guys ready for your first clue?
Yes.
Lay it on us.
I feel like I've made it pretty easy this week. I think I say it every week.
You do.
I made this pretty easy on you guys.
I mean, if you don't get them, you basically don't know anything about music.
If Brock
Basically.
if Brock starts playing some Bach,
We're
in
outie.
trouble.
All right, you guys. Very first clue. Here we go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, what do we need? A title?
Title
Spin
and,
Doctors.
Title and artist. Yeah, artist, you got it.
Dang.
And
Follow
song.
me, follow you. I'm the one you're man to say. How much I'm on the Brad Brock's jams and cocktails and shit. I'm using my high Eddie Vedder voice.
Which might come in handy here in a
Don't
few.
you wanna call me baby?
Is it just called Go Ahead Now?
No.
Oh. Or
I don't know, baby guys.
Here's a hint. It's not
Don't you
one.
Want to call me baby?
It's not one. It's
two.
Words.
there. You go.
Oh.
Two.
Princes?
Yeah.
Ellie got it. I cheated.
Oh, look at you! You're looking at the
Did you
the
cheat?
I
comments.
cheated.
Man, you just.
Looking at the comments. All right, Ellie.
I couldn't,
That's really not
You
fair.
got
I
it.
confess.
Paul says phone a friend.
I was like two pansies sitting on a daisy, drinking Jaeger. Shimmer, shine.
That sounds like the song we need to write.
Two pansies.
That's coming.
Two pansies.
Dude, I'm still gonna cover that song. That's what I'm saying.
Nikki came in. Nikki Hunt came in and said two princes as well.
Shh, be cool. That's my wife.
Oh,
Can I give a shout out?
Everybody be cool.
Just be cool. Don't tell her I'm drinking.
Oh, only Pedialyte exclusively. That's Pedialyte.
That wasn't on camera, was it?
No. Oh, no.
Cool, man.
No.
Thanks, bro.
All right, second clue, you guys. This one's a little bit more obscure, but you just mentioned the singer's name.
Eddie Vedder. Better Man.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's the name of the band?
The jammiest of pearls.
Yes. Absolutely. Well done. Well done. All right. Next clue.
I love this game. I don't ever want to leave this garage. Can we just play? We
You're
should do
so
like
good at it.
a marathon of this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we
I'll
should.
make eggs in like 6
We
hours.
should do jams and cocktails. Name that tune all night.
Oh my God.
All right. Here's that clue one more time. This is 90s pop
Drive
rock.
around this town.
Yeah.
It's
It's one of my favorites.
Hang out at Brad and Jordan's and
You're not.
Hey,
You're not
jealousy.
helping. You're not.
Jealousy.
Jealousy.
Hey, jealousy.
Hey, jealousy.
Gin blossoms.
Gin blossoms. That's right.
Oh,
well done.
Oh, blossoms.
Whoop, whoop.
All right, I got one more for you guys. We also mentioned them. I guess they were in the news. They were in the Jordy Files tonight.
Oh, we come
Here we
full
go.
circle.
Yep. 1991.
Holy no song.
What do you think, Jordan?
I don't know.
You want to hear it one more time?
One more time, please.
One more time. 1991.
1991.
School of Fish.
Nope.
Damn.
Nope. They were just in the Jordy T. It's a group. 2 characters in the name of the group. Just literally two, like a one letter and one number.
Oh, B-52s.
U2.
Oh,
U2.
U2. Wow.
U2.
I'm an idiot.
And the name of the song is
No. I know it.
that wasn't it.
That was, yeah, not the moment.
Starts with a V.
Nope. It's 2 words. 2 words.
I know it's U2, but I just can't think of that song now.
I know. Honestly, this is the song that introduced me to U2 in the 90s. I really wasn't aware of their music, but I heard the song and was like, "Whoa, this is amazing."
Did you get into more U2 after that? Like
Oh yeah,
previous?
yeah. Followed the whole catalog at that
That's
point.
awesome. So
But
that's
this-
the first U2 song.
That's the first U2 song.
Stop the presses, kids.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Crazy.
that's the first U2 song that I was ever.
I don't know if I've
susceptible
ever heard
to.
anybody ever say that that's the first one.
It's the one, man.
Because there was so much awesome stuff before then. And still.
absolutely.
It's just like really one. They're
It
like
was
the
just-
Beatles, man. They're just that good.
It was just that happened to be the song where like I heard it and was like, it was one of those tunes where like I would like call the radio
Have you
station
seen them
to
live?
request it.
Have you seen them live?
I've never seen them live.
We
no.
are going to the 4 of us should go if they anytime soon and see them. It's an experience. It's like going
I
to
would
church
love to.
and with a rock band playing all your favorite songs.
Any of you guys out there? Do you guys know the name of this tune? Chime in. Let us know.
Help us out, please.
Jeremy said, "Yeah, until they forced their music into your iTunes library."
Yeah, then that's
They actually came back and they apologized for doing that, but it was clever at the time. I thought.
Oh.
A lot of people didn't appreciate it though. Linda said, "You too." Yeah, we just need to know the name of the song now. Not Actung Baby. It might have been that record though. Very well could have been that record. You guys give up?
No, never. Aw. You always stump us on the last one.
Time's out.
losers.
The name of the song is "Mysterious Ways." She moves in mysterious
Dude,
ways.
I played this in St. Louis with the Lewis Michael band. I swear to God, we did this and
Yeah.
nailed that song. The whole time I'm just trying to, my brain's going, go to the chorus, go to the chorus. But my brain said no.
It's all right.
No.
It's
Yeah.
all right. It's all right. Austin, you're so close.
She moves
In mysterious ways.
We just did a harmony, Brad.
You did. That was
So good,
beautiful.
right? Oh,
Let's do it again. She moves
in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I kind of fucked that up. Sorry, Brad. We're not YouTube.
But you look good doing it. Drew Pittman under the wire
Drew.
there. Drew Pittman got it mysterious ways. All right, Drew, this is
Drew,
for
Drew.
you.
I'd like to say hi to my sons and my family, the hunt
Please
crew.
do. Shout outs all day.
Shout outs, and shout out to the Sneaky Tiki crew. I'll see you guys on Saturday when I
So
bring
soon.
24 shirts
24 shirts coming in hot.
with lace mesh, half cut. What are those called? Half shirts.
crop
The
tops.
Are they crop tops?
Yeah.
Did that just come out of my mouth?
You did.
You said it with your own
It's
words.
a mesh crop top. It's just like just cropped right here in your breasts.
Do you have the do you have a halter?
Oh, well, am I on camera? I'll show you some.
You are now.
Does this answer your question? I ripped this off and it's just a halter top.
Oh
Dude,
god.
if men could wear halters, I'd be the first. It's just all you need is a little covering right here. That whole. Do people still wear those? People.
Yeah,
They certainly try.
they do.
They certainly try.
Some more successful
Halt.
than others.
Halt! No halter tops in here. Then you can just go like, well, it's a mask.
Oh yeah, you can turn it into a mask.
It's a halter mask.
mask.
It's a halter. Now it's a mask. Halter
Dude,
mask.
we are so about to be rich. I
Rich.
don't even know what's going on here, but I know we're close.
Richer than our wildest dreams.
We're multitasking. Slow down. Have an end goal.
There you go.
All right, you had a song that you wanted to play for us, and I cut you off to get to some of these segments. But what do you say we get down on a little bit of that something? I love it. You guys, Stephen T. Hunt. Woo-woo!
I was just thinking about some things about you, like why you're so easy to talk to. You keep it kind of classy with the words you choose. You never leave me guessing, no lines to read through. I said your words got a way of filling me up. When I'm all out of love, you've got a way. And there's your sundress strut, your funny, sunny sundress strut. Your memories of you, it was just too much. Your funny, sunny sundress strut. You're just too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, you're too much. Baby, you're too much. You're just too much. With some more contemplating, there's so much more to you. Like why it's so pleasing to watch you move when you're swaying to the music with your hands in the air, like nobody's watching you and it's only us there. I said your moves got a way of getting me up, and out on the floor you've got a way. Then there's your sundress strut, your funny, sunny sundress strut. The memories of you, it was just too much. Your funny, sunny sundress strut. You're just too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, you're too much. You're just too much, yeah. You're just too much. I said you're just too much, too much, too much, too much, too much, you're too much. I said you're just too much, too much, too much, too much, and your sundress strut. Hanging out at the Bronx, oh, hanging out at the Bronx, hanging out at the Bronx house. Too much, yeah. You're just too much. Jordan and Brad, you're just too much. With Brad's sundress strut.
That's something we'd like to see.
See what I'm leading to here?
Nobody wants to see that strut. Not a single human being on earth.
Would it be something like this?
Where you like at the sides, you're just like,
When the sun's behind me, you notice, see what you can see.
You know,
no, Brad!
anything is possible after something like this.
You've earned your treat.
You know what I'm digging into here. All right, I'm gonna have Jordan pass that over.
Dude, I'm really not a Jaeger junkie, but thank you.
I'll take that.
Man.
Not a junkie.
You know what's weird? When you see the deer, it's just like he's going, drink me, drink me. I'm gonna stab you with my horn.
What I've always heard is that there's a secret message in the logo, and it's "Oh dear God."
I've heard that. And that if it's not, and they didn't create that, and someone along the way, 40 years later was like, "Hey man, have you noticed, man? You said,
We're right back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Hey man.
I was starting to do Cheech and Chong from Carolina. hey man.
Hey man.
Hey man. Hey man, it's my new record. I just bought it.
But so
I'm not gonna lie. I've not had a Jaeger shot of any kind in over a year. Here.
Well, you get the first sip. Oh, you have one.
I have one.
I didn't know that.
I wouldn't let you go alone, pal.
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on,
just
dude.
rude.
I'm so emotional right now.
No.
Oh, get the towel out. Yeah, there you go. Get the towel. Oh,
Are you really crying?
No, I just got some Jaeger in my eye.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's just a
smell.
little Jaeger.
The Jaeger
I don't
toxins.
cry, dude. It's bullshit.
Hey man, nobody
Crying
drinks.
is for criers.
Nobody drinks alone here on Jams and Cocktails, pal.
Should we save Jordan some? You want?
Oh no! Please
What's
have
first
it
drink?
for me. Oh no!
She's
I would feel terrible. Yeah.
Like literally terrible tomorrow, or just
I
Yeah.
would probably instantly projectile everywhere. Yeah.
We'll tell you a little bit about Jordan's experience
get
here. in
camera
just a
3
minute.
ready? Here we go.
Cue the extra camera.
My man, thank you for being here, Stephen D. Beyond my expectations.
Yes.
Not that I expected any less, but
Oh,
like,
yeah, what are you trying to say, bro? That's kind of bullshit.
You're better than we thought you were.
and the thing is,
Yeah,
like,
get me drunk with some Jaeger and then start cutting me
Yeah.
down.
I'm gonna take this drink.
I always heard you sucked.
I'm gonna take this drink, and
You're
I'm gonna
actually pretty decent.
and I'm gonna get a little emotional with you for a minute. So,
Oh.
cheers, brother.
Woo!
Oh God, here we go.
Oh,
That's hardcore, right?
Jaeger.
You want to hear a true story? I used to. I made it. I came up with a drink back in the '90s. So I'm told. It was called the Heine Meister.
The Heine Meister.
You take a big sip out of your brand new, fresh, chilled Heineken beer, and you take the shot and pour it into the Heineken.
Oh, kind of like a taxi
a
cab or
Heine
something
Meister.
like.
And it was actually before a lot of craft beers were even happening.
No kidding.
And it was like, it should be done now. Someone should be completely rich and famous like me,
right.
as in me, to coming up with that idea as the Heine Meister.
that's the
Yeah.
cutest name.
It's funny.
It's like a funny
that.
name, isn't it?
Yeah,
The Heine Meister.
Heine Meister.
Heineken. Jägermeister. Heine
Yeah,
Meister.
Heine Meister.
working on cruise ships for some reason or another, whatever reason it was, somehow the crew bar got a hold of cases of these little Jägermeister bottles, right? Packs of them. So whenever we would order Jaeger shots, because that was like a go-to in the crew bar, they would just give us one of these. So we called them Baby Jaegers.
Baby Jaeger.
And Baby Jaeger actually made it into one of my songs.
Yeah, where have I heard that before through you? And maybe did you play the song one night?
Could be.
With your sister, maybe. Or
Maybe.
You might have played a recording of that or talked about it.
Yeah, very, very well,
Totally
made.
ringing a bell. 'Cause I
Very
watched
well,
that show.
maybe. But yeah, Baby Jaegers, and yeah, we would.
Did you drink all that?
I did.
Holy shit! I'm just not back to. I'm not the old Steve.
It's okay. I just
Which
have
is really
I just have
good.
a very wide throat, you know.
That's what she said. Okay, I did it. Woo!
Oh, I tell you, man, these
going-
are.
I'm gonna need right home.
Help.
Into the baby grand he goes.
Oh man, do me a favor, will you?
Don't fall on my piano.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. Like somebody had given me this. Our good friend Bob Howard, gave me the piano. He was moving. And he was like, I'm just gonna give it away or I'm gonna throw it away. And I was like, ooh. But it was
This one?
inoperable.
This one?
Yeah, this one here.
Oh my God,
it was inoperable. The
It's the
electronics.
shiniest piano I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
Right? And guess how old it is?
Okay, so it's older than we think.
Yes.
It's older
It's
than
older
we
than we
think.
think.
Yeah.
Ooh, then it's hard to even say. Oh, you know what? 83.
No, you're that's a little older than it is.
Okay. I just saw the.
But
I looked at the gold on it. I'm
You're 10 years off.
so 93.
93.
But that's like still 20. What? Yeah.
That's 30 years.
Yeah, I'm
Almost 30
Close
years.
to.
Well, I was
Yeah.
a math major. That's I just don't.
Almost 30 years.
Mess around.
It's a digital baby grand. The original workings of it, had a floppy disk drive. It had all these
yeah.
crazy things. One
You
of
can
those auto
record
player.
what you're playing.
Yep.
On the drive.
So the electronics had died in this, and so I was like, I'll take it. So what I did was I actually bought another digital piano, totally took all the pieces out and implanted it, like did heart surgery on the
Holy
piano.
crap,
and
dude.
so now,
Good thing you had a garage for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so now,
Did you have to get a cherry picker, like to pick out one of them, like a motor of a car? And
no, it was much, much worse than that. Because, like, think
Imagine.
about computer components from 1993, and
18 times heavier than they are today.
it was ridiculous. But now it works
That's a
great,
great
and
story,
it's a
dude.
beautiful piece. And we thank Bob very much for giving us this beautiful corner piece.
Good on you, Bob. This thing
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yes.
So good.
And wow, the work you put into bringing it back, that's crazy.
Yeah, it
It was like what you were talking about earlier. He was like determined. I was like, you've had it for like 4 hours, like, and he's like, no, it has to work. I have to fix it by like tomorrow, end of day.
And a week later, he's still looking for parts.
He's still, he's like fishing around. He's tinkering.
I
he's-
talked to the company that built it, like it just all the, and the easiest way to do it was to just repair it myself. You know,
He would not rest.
30-year-old piano, you know.
It's just I could totally feel what that what that involves personally, emotionally, not even physically to go ahead and make all the moves to find the parts and talk to people, but the whole time just went, I'm going to fix this piano.
Yeah, and it ultimately came down to saying, I'm going to buy another piano. I get this one for free, the piano I never knew I needed.
For free.
For
But I
free.
gotta buy another
And then I bought another piano, probably worth more than this whole piano altogether, and took that piano apart and then implanted it in. But it's a beautiful piece.
That's going
and,
the extra mile.
and it plays really nice. It's beautiful. So yeah, I can't wait to have a piano player come on and be a guest on the show to come and play us some Ray Charles and some Billy Joel and
Show us how it's really
All those-
supposed to
all those
sound.
good
We'll have to get
goods.
Nathan in here from Spider Cherry, the two of us come in here and jam.
that's right. Nathan is
Dude, he will
incredible.
rock your piano.
You know what? Why don't we set up a Spider Cherry feature? You
Let's
think
do
we
it.
could do that?
I'll be with him. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I would love that. I've been a fan of their group for ages. You know, I've seen them around a million times.
Dude, he'll be a blast too.
So,
two of us
uh,
on here, you won't get a word in.
Yeah, perfect. I could take the night off.
We'll be like the little things. We'll just take over this shit. You just sit there, Brad.
Take it over. Perfect.
You know I love I love you girls. So
Oh, they know it. They know it.
Yeah, they're great.
Ready to play another song?
I don't know. I'm pretty emotional right now, man. I can't get away from the piano and what you did with that, and just everything about. Yeah, I'm gonna play another song.
Perfect.
But you can
just
continue
just not
complimenting.
yet. I just
Yeah,
I don't know.
You
I
can
just-
always compliment
Yeah.
us.
I want to get back to you two. So, this is really the fact that you got those little baby Jaegers and the baby beers, the tiny beers. When I'm driving away from here, actually, when I get pulled over when I'm driving from here, I'm gonna tell
First
the
of
cop,
all, you have to
"First of all,
deny.
officer, there was these little baby
They were just
beers.
little baby ones.
Then they brought me a gigantic beer. Then they
We like
messed
to-
with me and brought me a baby Jaeger.
Guess what's coming next?
Baby cuffs.
That's a big Jaeger.
Big Jaeger.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet Lord.
I'll be home in the morning.
Babies and baby cups.
Like, you should do sippy cups on your shows to make sure everybody doesn't drink too much.
Oh, you know what? I never did my shameless plugs. Now that I'm thinking about it,
Wow.
is this my background music
Yes.
for shameless plugs? I can't wait. Well, you guys, I am gonna say my shameless plugs. I'm gonna kick it off by saying thank you all very much for joining us tonight. Please join the Jams and Cocktails live podcast group on Facebook and subscribe to the Brad Brock Music YouTube channel, as well as Brad Brock Music on Twitch. You podcast purists, you know who you are. You'll find this podcast on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So be sure to follow us and subscribe to us there. We do have some show dates. My show dates are at Manatee Island tomorrow. God help me. At 5:30 p.m.
Why?
in
'Cause
Fort
of the
Pierce.
Because of the heat? Is that why?
Because the hangover I'm certain to have tomorrow. Saturday, I will be at Costa de Este Beach Resort in Vero Beach at 1 p.m. for Independence Day. So we're looking at that. I will be following Stephen D. Hunt at Sneaky Tiki on Sunday. So join us there.
Sunday fun day.
Yep. I will be there. It says here 5:30, but that's not the case. I will be there at 2. And Tuesday, I'll be at Captain Hiram's Sandbar in Sebastian with Justin Mandel on bass. He's amazing. You should check him out. So there's that. What other things do I have? Please go if you're interested and get the Brad Brock music app. It's completely free from your favorite app store. And on there, you can see all the places that I'm playing. You can watch videos, including the JNC podcast. And you can even make song requests at my live shows right from the app. So check that out. All kinds of fun stuff there on the app. It is free from the App Store or Google Play. Also, reach out if you have a business, venue, or product that you'd like us to feature on the show. We'd love to talk to you more about that. Absolutely. So if you're out there selling something, talk to us, and we'll do that. Stephen D, you ready to give us a little something?
Are we past time?
Of course we are. But
Is the FCC going to knock on the garage
The
and say,
door.
Governor, your time's up?
yes, they absolutely will. But we're going to disregard them.
Hey, chill out back there.
Yeah, we're not
Tell
ready yet.
Stephanie to take a chill pill, man.
Don't make me fire you.
But I also kind of want to take her on a date. So
Dude, she's got rhythm.
the moves that move.
So we're going to play another song, really?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
Okay, this is, I'm going to send this out to my buddy Mike Williams back in St. Louis. Good friend of mine. He always loves it if I play this song. Sylvia's Mother by, I do a version. Sylvia's Mother by Dr. Hook.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a great tune. Awesome. Very, very
It's
excited.
nothing like the original.
That's okay.
Break it down.
Sylvie's mother said, Sylvie's busy, too busy to come to the phone. Sylvie's mother said that she is trying to start a new life of her own. And Sylvie's mother said that she is happy, so why don't you leave her alone? Then the operator said another 40 cents for the next 3 minutes. But please, Mrs. Avery, I just want to talk to her. I'll only keep her a while. Please, Mrs. Avery, I just want to tell your daughter goodbye. I tell her goodbye. I only want to tell her goodbye. Sylvie's mother said, Sylvie's packing, she's leaving today. And Sylvie's mother said that she is marrying some fella down Port St. Lucie way. And Sylvie's mother said that she is happy, so why don't you leave her alone? Then the operator said another 40 cents for the next 3 minutes. But please, Mrs. Avery, I just want to talk to her. I'll only keep her a while. And Mrs. Avery, I just want to tell your daughter goodbye. I want to tell her goodbye. Tell her goodbye. Tell her goodbye. I only want to tell her goodbye.
need to get Brad on the bongos over there.
Threaten me with a good time.
Mother said that she is going. She's catching the 9 o'clock train. And Sylvie's mother said that take your umbrella, 'cause Sylvie, it's starting to rain. And Sylvie's mother said that she is happy, so why don't you leave her alone? Then the operator said another 40 cents for the next 3 minutes, but please, Mrs. Avery, I just want to talk to her and watch Brad play my bongos. Mrs. Avery, I just want to tell your daughter goodbye. To the goodbye. I think it's time for a bongo solo.
I love that move. You know what's cool? You got the bongo facials going on. Put that camera back on you and get into that. There you go.
Sylvie's mother said, Sylvie's mother said, Sylvie's mother said, play those bongos rusty. With me.
Dude.
Oh, dude,
Beautiful.
that's so fun.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course.
Dude,
This is beautiful.
thank you so much,
Yes,
man.
thanks for coming.
It's really
I never got to tell you the whole planning on moving to Florida story. And that's why it's like this is so special. I did live in my van. I did it for like weeks at a time because I couldn't afford anywhere. Just trying to get busy. I wanted to move to where I could play all the time year
Sure,
round. St.
absolutely.
Louis, come October, there's no outside gigs till
forever.
end of April or May.
Right.
So I was like, and no one understood really why I wanted to do this, and then until I pulled it off. And then my mother-in-law moved down, and she's like, "I love it down here. I'm never moving back." And suddenly, everything, all of my 5 years of planning to move, worked out, kind of. So having a night like these, I knew you way before you knew me.
Vice versa, by the way.
Just you know what I mean. It's just so this means a lot, and I'm gonna really try not to get emotional. Where's my towel?
Towel brought to you by Hop Life Brewing.
Is it what it is?
I don't know.
By
I could have
Walmart.
swore you brought this from your bathroom.
It's the one we've been using for weeks.
Brought to you by Jordan's Bathroom.
So really, this is a special moment for me, just to be every time I meet a musician that's from Florida or down here, have been here much longer than me, I'm just like, hey man, just thanks for being my friend or supporting or anything about it. And it's a good community of people that really.
It's really, dude. It's such a cool music scene here.
And I knew it before I knew it before I really knew it.
Right. It's very tight knit, like, and not like in a cliquey way, but in a way that it's very welcoming.
People getting gigs for other people and like
Right.
not keep hoarding them. So like, oh hey, I just heard this is open, and someone posted on Facebook, and someone with a night off is suddenly booked.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And I've gotten so many gigs that way, and just
Sure.
when I see it happen, I'm on my way to the gig. I'm like, sweet, way to go to Victoria.
Yeah.
That's what she's like.
She's notorious for that. Notorious Victoria. But it's cool, man. And what's crazy is that the musicians on this scene are so busy all the time that we don't get an opportunity to go out and see each other. And so like I've said in shows past, the mandate of this show is to get these entertainers in a scenario that isn't like, oh, you're playing your 45 minutes and then you go and you fuck off and you smoke cigarettes and you
right.
you know
Get high
you do what you do.
We actually get to know each other.
Yeah,
And
you get for us selfishly, it's an opportunity to really get to meet my colleagues on the
Exactly.
scene and build a relationship that isn't just oh do you need a gig tonight, or oh I see that we played the same place, it's
there are
it's
people
fun.
that have watched your show from around the country because I have said, hey, man, you got to watch this show. For one, the artist
so
on tonight's
fun.
really good, but to watch how he runs the podcast. This is the way it's done. And I'm dude, that was 3-4 months ago, and it's just
That's awesome, man, and I appreciate you listening. And like
Keep
I
up
said,
the good work,
3
dude.
or 4 months ago, we were supposed to have a show together, and
I had an electric bill and needed to go play the Spider Cherry
dude,
gig.
I
It's like,
fucking
bro.
get it. I get it. The thing is, I'm almost glad that it happened the way that it did, because at the time that we were supposed to have our show together, I was still in the dining room.
Now you got the whole garage.
So this setup might have been a little bit of a challenge.
Kind of
but,
makes sense, yeah.
But like plenty of room to spread out your thing, and I'm so glad that you brought out even the light kit, which is what you're calling this.
The light
is the
setup.
light
The light setup.
Wow.
Yeah, just like you guys had the light set up in there earlier, a couple months ago. Now look
yeah.
at you. You're like here, and
Yeah, we got the full on effect here. It's so funny.
I'd like to really do a quick promo for future reference for your show.
I would love for you.
Hey,
to do
when
that.
I'm in Florida. Oh wait, I live in Florida. One of those.
Yeah, please do it.
Jams and Cocktails is seriously one of the best podcasts going. You're going to get to know people that you've heard about for months and months or years, see artists in their element in a conversation. It's just so good. You guys do such a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Seriously. If all of Facebook and all of podcast world could just give a hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
It looked like they said it because you guys did it.
I know.
That was perfect.
We're in sync.
Yeah.
We're in sync.
We
Not
all
Backstreet.
got it.
Not Backstreet. We're in sync.
In sync, yeah.
In street or
In
back
street.
sync. We're back sync.
All right, my friend.
Thank you.
There was a song that you wanted us to do together to end out the show.
Do we have time for that?
We do, and I'm much obliged to be a part of this. So we're gonna really do
I
this.
was totally kidding earlier.
Yeah, well, that's happening now. You can't kid with me.
I haven't played this in 14 years.
You can't say that after tonight.
I got to make sure my keyboard player is ready. Are you ready? Are you sure you're ready? That didn't sound so confident. Yeah, you're slacking. This is where Brad does a solo. Yeah! Dude, that was magic. You ready, Brad? Here we go. boys, you ready? Oh, now that's entertainment, folks.
As our good friend Mike Bamonte would say, riveting television. Riveting.
Hold on.
Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
It's the only one I got.
She's not ready.
She wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready.
Oh my God.
I love you guys.
That was fun.
Stephen D. Hunt.
We love you, Stephen D. Hunt.
Dude.
Woo!
See you next time.
Toodles.
Can I be on next Wednesday?
Every Wednesday, forever.
Is this a house gig? I'll give you a great deal.
House gig.
One baby Jaeger, one baby beer.
We can do it. We can manage that.
I mean, that is in our budget.
I really need Mondays.
Mondays, I'm sleeping for forever.
Yeah, never mind.
You guys, thank you again to everyone tuning in live and to those of you that are watching this back or listening in on your favorite podcast platform. Give us a follow. Thank you to our amazing guest, Mr. Stephen D. Hunt.
I'll see y'all. Peace. Let's give it up for this team over here.
Oh, thank you. Give it up
Brad
for
and
Miss
Jordan.
Jordan Taylor. What?
Toodles, everyone.
Oh, man. You guys, be sure to tune in to the JNC podcast next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be joined by singer-songwriter Vern Daisel. Until then, be kind.
He's good. He's good.
Right? Oh, my God. He's so good. Until then, be kind to one another, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
And wash your damn hands.
Yeah, wash your damn hands.
Jams and cocktails.
Jams and cocktails.
Jams and cocktails.
Brought to you by
Jams and cocktails.
Oh.
Jams and cocktails. Look, I look kind of skinny in your... Nah, never mind.
You guys are wild.
Look at your fancy outfit.
Good night.
Got your little
Are we still live?
Of course, we're always live.
Would it be cool if we just go around having conversations in headphones, like everywhere?
I know that.
At the bank.
Everywhere we go.
I feel like that when after we're done, I'm like, oh, we have to go back to real.
Dude, I just walk around with headphones and like, can I get a double cheeseburger and a...
Can you talk into this?
And anything. The thoughts of the day. Good night, you guys.
What do you mean?